What is up, guys? Thomas Mott here alongside Josh Davis from the Philly Special Show, and we are officially live for the Eagles' first preseason game, which, as you can see on your screen, is a little less than 30 minutes away as we're getting ready to kick off with a bunch of exciting stuff going on. Philadelphia not expecting to play their starters, although they are dressing and going through warm-ups as we speak right now, Josh, but we finally made it to Philadelphia Eagles football, and I'm pumped to cover it with you tonight. All the live play-by-play action, reaction, and, of course, lots of chats down below, so it's going to be a bunch of fun.
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, it's obviously super exciting to finally get to see these guys in action. And I mean, there's just take your pick, really, right? I mean, we've talked about it so long, but the different storylines, like who you're excited to see, who you're excited to talk about, who's actually, granted, like you mentioned, the starters are not going to play. There may be a couple guys. I'm going to be curious. Have they released? Do you know? I've not been able to check, honestly. It's been kind of a crazy day, but have they released as far as like because we know Reed Blankenship, for example, is probably a lock. But as far as like a Terrell Edmonds or Kayvon Wallace, like, are those guys going to play? Do we know yet?
Unsure. No, there's been zero reports. The only person who knows, apparently, that the Eagles are not going to be playing their starters is John Clark, the NBC Sports Philadelphia reporter who is, of course, sidelined at the game tonight. He says they're not going to play, meaning he probably walked past somebody and said, hey, are you playing tonight? And they said no. So the expectation there would be they are not going to go ahead and play. But it's tough to say, right? I mean, the Eagles are out there warming up on the sideline. We'll throw it up on the screen right now, get you some video here of Jalen Hurts warming up with Kenny Gainwell. But, like, does DeAndre Swift play tonight? Is he considered a starter? Because they have to play some of the running backs. It can't just be Trey Sermon and Kennedy Brooks the entire time, right? Also, is Cam Jurgens starting tonight? What about the linebacker spot? Does Nakobe Dean start tonight? Like, we talk about starters not playing, yet I expect Nakobe Dean to play tonight. I expect Reed Blankenship, honestly. I wouldn't mind seeing him out there. I think there are some players like Jason Kelce, A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts who you don't play if the starters aren't going to play. But there's other players who we need to get them some reps because they're either young or battling for positions like the linebacker spot. And so I think we're going to see a mix tonight. And it's going to be very interesting and very fun.
Yes. Yep. I'm hopeful to, like you say, there's several guys, and this is probably not a shock, but as far as the most anticipated, most exciting, it seems like just about everyone is the whole Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter vibe.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, it's your first round pick. You want to see him in action. There's been tons of games obviously going around, and this is not crazy. This is not unexpected. If all of a sudden a rookie does something great or a rookie does something terrible, if you've been following any of the NFL preseason games or on Twitter or anything else, it's, hey, this guy looks like he's the next great. Oh no, this guy looks like he's a bust. So there's going to be the hype, and there's also going to be the completely over dramatic, but it's preseason. So I think you preface it with saying, no matter what happens, let's pump the brakes, whether it's incredibly good, whether it's incredibly bad, or it's just middle of the road. But still, at the same time, I think like all of us feel we don't get to see these guys like a lot of other teams. So we just want to see anything, whether it's the good, bad, right, wrong, indifferent, whatever it is, just to see some sort of action. So I'm totally hyped for it. Again, the Nolan Smith, number one fan right here. I would just proclaim myself as that. But I mean, I'm just super pumped to see him in particular. But there's so many other guys too. I mean, is there one, I guess, for you that you're most excited about? I know that's probably putting you on the spot there, but like, who's the most anticipated? Who are you most excited to see?
Well, I think most excited to see is the linebacker core tonight. I think the linebacker core is one of the few position groups that is still very much wide open. You saw in the depth chart that was released a couple days ago, Nicholas Morrow was alongside Christian Elliss on the depth chart. It was Nakobe Dean, and then your other linebackers were Morrow and Elliss. So who starts tonight? Is it Morrow or Elliss? Elliss has been starting most of the practices with the first teams. Not heard a lot from Nicholas Morrow, who I thought was going to be one of the starters alongside Nakobe Dean going into this offseason when they signed him. I'm very excited to see what linebackers are able to do tonight, more specifically Christian Elliss, right? We keep hearing that this kid is making plays, that in the second year in this Eagle defense, he's going from a special teams player to starting on potentially one of the best defenses in the National Football League. What does he look like tonight if and when he does play? That's going to be very fascinating to me. But back to Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter here. I think they should play a good amount. I mean, this should not be a one or two series sort of night for Jalen Carter. I mean, even though he's a number 9 overall draft pick, get him out there for a quarter. Nolan Smith should play multiple quarters. I think these guys need as many reps as possible because the Eagles are in a unique situation where they don't need these guys to be good year one. They have a very good defensive line. But what if they are good year one? What if they actually play really, really well and one's defensive player of the year? You can start to build towards that over the next 3 weeks of the preseason, get them as player ready as possible, and then you might waltz into New England on Tom Brady Day and just have a field day on Mac Jones and get out of there 1-0. So it'll be very, very interesting to see exactly how that goes as we get you ready for kickoff here. 24 minutes. See the countdown clock up on your screen or the scoreboard for you guys below. We'll be able to show some highlights, I believe, as well from Twitter. But obviously, when we do live streams, you can't actually, live stream the game. So people wondering about that. There is no YouTube channel that will be able to live stream you the game unless you have NFL Network, NFL Plus, or something like that, because none of us want to go ahead and get banned. But we welcome everybody watching tonight. A lot of people joining us in the comments section. We're going to mention this multiple times tonight, but of course, our ticket giveaway will be going on, right? We're going to be gathering more entries into our ticket giveaway, which we've been doing all off-season long here during every single live show between myself and Josh Davis. Any super chat you drop, $1, that's one entry. $50, 50 entries into a chance to win 2 Eagles tickets, regular season game of your choice. And we're going to get you whichever game you want. We're going to get you 2 tickets to that. The drawing happens during the 3rd preseason game, which we'll obviously be live for. But your chance to get in on the entry, of course, is tonight. So don't be afraid to jump in there. We're going to be keeping track of all of the entries that happen tonight and have a bunch of fun with everyone down below in the comment section. I am noticing 007 says Mariota's going to shine with a new center that can snap. Maybe so. He's obviously going to get the start tonight if Jalen Hurts does not
Wouldn't
go.
surprise me.
I did see Mad Titan say, is Jalen going to play? They have not officially said so as of yet, but the expectation is he is not going to go ahead and play. But obviously that's going to be, more of a game time decision, I would say, from the media standpoint, right? They obviously know if they're playing or not right now. Like Jalen Hurts knows if he's starting, but it sounds like the media members that are there are saying that he is not going to go ahead and play. But the question that we've all been asking ourselves is, who is going to play? Because you can't just play all twos, right? You do have some younger players out there who should get some reps. I think Nakobe Dean, like we talked about earlier, is a very good example of somebody who should be out on the football field and should be able to showcase why he's the number 1 linebacker currently on the Eagles depth chart when he last year was hardly even able to go ahead and get on the football field. So going to be very fun and interesting to see how that is going as well. Is there a starter that you specifically, Josh, would really like to see actually play out there? We mentioned Nakobe Dean, but is there another one who you are kind of hoping that we get a little look at? Mine, for instance, would be Quez Watkins. I think Quez Watkins should be able to go ahead and play, but, is he actually going to? That's going to be TBD, remains to be seen.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. There's lots of guys like you mentioned there, and I guess the hard part too is a lot of the position groups like we talked about. Like we don't know who the starters are going to be. Like if you say, who's the RB1? It seems like Kenny Gainwell is the favorite, but what does that even mean? Like, okay, sure, if he's on the top of the depth chart, but does that even mean he's going to get the most carries or the most touches on the offense? I don't know. Maybe not. He has so far in training camp, but that doesn't mean as much. I mean, we could say, yes, it's a little bit, but it doesn't mean everything. So I want to see the running backs. Some people say, hey, let's keep him, hold him out. And I know there's injury history for, especially DeAndre Swift, Rashaad Penny. So yes, you could say, maybe not. Let's hold him to the regular season. But you also want to see these guys. Like they had injuries, especially Rashaad Penny back in October. So it's been a long time since he's been on the football field. And I'm very hopeful. And I think that he's going to have a good season. But I mean, I want to see him in action. I want to see some of these other guys. It wouldn't surprise me. And also I wouldn't have any issues, obviously, if a guy like Jalen Hurts is not on the field. But, I also wouldn't mind seeing a Cam Jurgens out there at right guard. Again, I know there's injury and you could always get injured in anything, but this is a position that, yes, I think that he has a very firm hold on right now, but let's get him out there. Let's get some reps. Let's see it in live action because I don't want to wait until the regular season. Now, of course, at the same time, there's a lot of the joint practices and you can get a lot of things from that too. So if they hold him out and say, nah, we'll just do that against the Browns or the Colts, that's fine. But I mean, yeah, I'd say I'd like to see a little bit from those guys. And then we already mentioned the safety, like you were talking about, Reed Blankenship. I'm fine seeing him, Kayvon Wallace, Terrell Edmonds, like whoever those guys are going to be. Absolutely get them out there because I'd love to see some reps.
Here's your official report on Twitter. You see it on the screen share right now. Jeff McClain, to no surprise, the Eagles won't be playing quarterback Jalen Hurts. Most of their projected starters versus the Ravens in tonight's preseason finale, but obviously not the preseason finale. A little typo there from Jeff McClain, but there is your report. It is, again, most are not going to play. The question is going to be how many is most, and we're going to be very fascinated to see how that is going to go ahead and include. Obviously, it does not include Jalen Hurts or Jalen Carter or Nolan Smith, because as of right now, they are not starters. So obviously worth worth being mindful of that as well, as we're going to get back to some warm-up highlights coming up on your screen here in just one second. A little earlier, obviously happening right now, Jets are wrapping up against the Carolina Panthers, Josh. The Jets are looking very, very good. No Aaron Rodgers in that one. However, Zach Wilson had a couple of touchdown passes and did look overall pretty darn good there. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys are taking on Trevor Lawrence, who did start for the Jaguars, the rest of their starters tonight, threw an early interception, but also threw a pretty nice touchdown. And I think that Dallas defense did have some starters in there as well. Going to be very interesting to see how that game goes ahead and turns out. But Philly, the next one to kick here, as we're down to about 20 minutes until kickoff, as we're welcoming in a bunch of people joining the show. If you are coming in, give it a thumbs up for the algorithm. That way we can go ahead and get more people to go ahead and find the stream and find the show as we're going to kick off in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And for those that are just joining and you're seeing Jalen Hurts on your screen, he's not playing, so just to make that clear, but he was there actually warming up and getting ready, but he will not be in action, as apparently most of the starters will not either. But again, the question, I guess, that we're still all excited to see is like, what exactly does that mean? Because there's still a decent amount of starters, and, you know, I've taken a look at the release depth chart. I mean, there's like 5 running backs that are potentially listed as RB1, and then you've got a Kennedy Brooks to the, after that. Now, obviously, I think that we could deduce that you got Boston Scott, who's probably could be listed, outside of those, and also probably Trey Sermon. But again, Nick loves Trey Sermon more than anybody else in terms of just talking him up in pressers. I mean, he loves all the guys. But I'm not sure that I've heard a player, even with the Quez Watkins stuff that he's been, there's not a player that he talks up more to me than Trey Sermon. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see a lot of Trey Sermon in this game. Is that to say, okay, hey, maybe he can win a job? Or is that still trying to maybe think about like, oh, maybe we could get something for a trade? Or is there anything else there? I don't know, but I definitely think that we'll see him. The question that I keep coming back to is, okay, well, if there's going to be any running backs that are going to sit out, are they going to be some that they don't play, or do we get to see a mixture of all of them? And that's what I'd love to see.
We've talked about Rashaad Penny a lot here during our Wednesday live shows and obviously during our normal shows here on our YouTube channels, but Penny's a guy whose spot is not guaranteed. I mean, anyone you read about in terms of beat writers who are there, they're not convinced. It's not 100% confirmed that he's going to be on this roster. They're paying him next to nothing. If they were to let him go, it wouldn't cost Philadelphia hardly anything. I think Penny tonight is going to be a guy who needs to get reps. I'd put him in with the starters. I would try to give him, 5, 6, 7 touches and just make sure that the legs are good to go. As you mentioned, hasn't played a football game since last October, right? Rust is something that is real. Yeah. Rust is something that you need to go ahead and kind of beat off of these guys if they have not been playing for a very long time. And I think Penny's a really good example of that. You go over here to backup quarterbacks. Obviously, Mariota will get the start, somebody who has struggled so far in the 10 or 11 practices Philadelphia has had, half of those being in pads. What about Tanner McKee, though, Josh? I think he could play. I mean, odds are you put him in there for either the end of the second half or second quarter, all the third quarter, and then go Ian Book fourth quarter. How would you go ahead and utilize the quarterbacks, expecting to have 3 active tonight with Jalen Hurts not starting? Would you play Mariota a quarter or longer?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I probably, if I'm leaning towards it right now, I'd say just a quarter because, again, this is the first preseason game. So, I'm not super concerned if he says, okay, you go out there, play for a quarter, and we can't really tell, like, was it great? Was it bad? Who knows? But I'd lean towards this game. It's the first one. Let's give McKee as good of a look at as much as possible and throw Ian Book in there as well. But let's get a couple quarters because Tanner McKee, from all the reports, has been shining a decent amount in training camp. So, like, again, we want to see this in live action and against a different team. But I mean, I'd be for, go get him out there, second quarter, third quarter, see what he can do with this offense. Curious, I guess which weapons he might have around him. I really am interested in seeing Joseph Ngata. I mean, I know we talked about him as well, but the connection there between whether it's Mariota or Tanner McKee has been great so far in training camp. And that's a guy that I know is on a lot of our radar as far as can he make the roster? He's been moving his way up. He even got some first team reps this past week. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for this guy apparently, and the Eagles obviously feel very good to get him in there on the first team. It's just, can he do this now actually on the field and in real live action? So I think that'll be a fascinating headline as well. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I mean, I'll be maybe totally wrong, but I think that he's going to end up scoring a touchdown. I think Joseph Ngata will catch a touchdown pass tonight. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's got a whole lot of potential, and they will draw up some plays for him to try to get him to score.
He's in a good spot, at least, to try and make this roster based on things that we've been hearing. Britton Covey has had a pretty good training camp. You expect to get them to keep 5, maybe 6 receivers. At worst, Ngata is going to be a practice squad guy who they could elevate at times times based off of injuries or so on and so forth. But I do think that having Marcus Mariota, an experienced veteran quarterback who has started in this league as early as this past season, puts Ngata and the other undrafted free agent wide receivers in a good spot to try to perform tonight. You forget that sometimes you're a third string receiver trying to make a roster, and a third string quarterback is throwing to you, and he doesn't get you the football very well, right? And it's kind of tough to go and evaluate just how good you actually are. Well, with Mariota throwing the ball, theoretically, hopefully well tonight, you could see a guy like Ngata maybe get some reps and actually have some flashing that most Eagle fans have not been able to see. We talk about the Eagles not giving us access a lot on our shows. What that means for everyone who's joining us right now, they don't, give us footage of practice, like at all. Like any other football team in the NFL is going to show you what 11 on 11s looked like. They're going to have all this different footage. Philadelphia doesn't. We have not seen, albeit the people that were at the Eagles open practice, 50,000 plus people at Lincoln Financial Field this past weekend, we haven't seen these guys. This is our first real taste of what Joseph Ngata looks like, truly, besides Twitter videos. I mean, that's all we've had so far. So I'm very excited to go ahead and see that. What about Olamide Zaccheaus? Big offseason addition at the wide receiver spot. We've seen nothing of him, and we've heard very little. It's like, what does Zaccheaus do tonight? Someone who should be one of the starters, in for the starters, whenever they get going here in about 15 minutes.
Yep, and has lots of connection with Mariota, obviously, previously, with them both being in Atlanta. So that's another connection. I would expect to see some pretty good plays from tonight because they are familiar with each other. They have the cadence and everything else there, and they've had a couple connections, like you mentioned, in training camp that we've heard about. It's just we're not seeing it, and so that's what we all want to end up seeing there. But going back to, I know you mentioned we're talking about obviously a lot of different positions where we want to see guys that need to make impacts. I think personally, my take, you brought up Rashaad Penny earlier, but I think it's ludicrous for anyone who's saying that Rashaad Penny is even close to getting cut. Now, I've heard the argument, and it's fair, but like Elliott Shore-Parks is saying, like, oh, he's been playing with the second and third team reps a lot more than the first team and all this. Okay, sure. I don't know or think that I would say that he's up there in terms of where a Kenny Gainwell or where a DeAndre Swift is game plan wise right now. Like, it wouldn't surprise me from what we're hearing. RB1 technically is Kenny Gainwell, and your third down back / RB1B or RB1B, if you want to call it that, is DeAndre Swift, whatever. They're going to alternate quite a bit. But I still think the Eagles are very much interested in seeing what can Rashaad Penny deliver. Now, yes, if he were just to lay an egg and looks just miserable, then okay, there's questions there. But I mean, this is a guy who yards per carry wise is just through the roof. Like, there's not anyone really that comes close when this guy's healthy and on the field. So behind this O-line, I think it's a really dramatic or kind of over dramatic and going overboard to say this guy's close or a chance to being cut yet. We haven't even seen a preseason game. So for me personally, I'm pumping the brakes on it. Yes, he needs to deliver. So I would say right now, without knowing officially who's going to play, Rashaad Penny's going to play, and I think he's going to get a decent amount of carries. That's my thought. But there's too much, I think, potential with Penny to already say like, oh no, he's very close to getting cut.
It is going to be very interesting to see just how this roster goes ahead and turns out. And Nick Sirianni mentioned in a couple of pregame interviews that he did that they're focused more on the joint practices with the Browns starting off on Monday for when they're actually going to kind of try to get some live football. And that would mean to basically tell you that Philadelphia is going to go ahead and try and probably play their starters during the second preseason game next week against the Browns. Something interesting to go ahead and keep an eye on here. But as we mentioned, who is going to play, who is going to start. Now, a lot of people in the comment section are asking, of course, why are people dressed up like Devontae Smith on your screen right now if he's not going to play? This is part of the whole pregame warm-up process. You treat this like an actual football game. You just don't play in it. So all the prep is normal. Obviously this was an away game, so you get on the flight, you fly to Baltimore, you stay at the team hotel, you go through your pregame meetings, you go on the field for warm-ups, you go back and get suited up, and then you run on the football field, you go through a typical 35, 40-minute warm-up, and then you sit on the bench and root on your teammates and see who plays well. That's the expectation for most of these starters tonight. But if you're just joining us, the really, I would say, interesting notes is that Philadelphia's a lot of players that we're excited about. They had a draft of a lifetime, as we say, in April. And Jalen Carter will play tonight. Nolan Smith will play tonight. Sidney Brown will get some reps tonight. Tyler Steen is probably going to play a bunch as a backup offensive lineman. I mean, Morrow, somebody who we were very excited about as a later round draft pick. Mekhi Gardner. And not to mention undrafted free agents like Eli Ricks coming in and probably playing a lot of cornerback. What about Keely Ringo? Someone they've been extremely high on, Josh, over the past couple of days. It's going to be a very fun and very interesting, I would say, next couple of hours here as we get ready to launch Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. We got over 350 people watching on both of our channels right now. 81 likes, though. Go ahead and give both shows a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. Trying to make sure everyone can go ahead and find the stream. Trying to be your one-stop shop for all sorts of stuff happening there. And obviously, we have our ticket giveaway, which will be happening during the third preseason game. We'll be at a live show like this. But tonight, you can enter into it. And as you see up on your screen right now, we have our first entry into tonight's ticket giveaway. Philly Cheese. How lit do you guys think it'll be when Nolan Smith or Jalen Carter gets their first sack? Let's go, Eagles. It's going to be pretty lit. And if it's Nolan Smith, Josh might start screaming. Let's just say that.
I might. Screaming. Yep. You might. I might be off the screen for a second. I might not be able to just sit here. But yes, it's gonna be crazy. If he gets a sack, everyone's gonna go just berserk.
Make sure you guys, of course, keep dropping the super chats if you want to enter into the ticket giveaway. Josh has Philly Cheese with 10 entries here. Any dollar amount is equivalent to the same amount of entries, and so you see it up on your screen. Philly Cheese is locked in, and he is ready to go. The beauty of this stream, we have a new kind of streaming service or setup you see on your screen. Obviously, we're going to have the scoreboard down below, but we can use Twitter to showcase highlights. So when Philadelphia does do something, you will get highlights here. Obviously, if you're unable to actually watch the game, this is kind of the next best option, I would say, for you as we keep an eye on less than 10 minutes to go in what is going to be a very fun night. I can't remember, Josh, an evening where I was more excited for a preseason game. Like, preseason's always fun, and I think back to Carson Wentz's rookie year and that first preseason game, waiting to see whenever Carson Wentz was going to go ahead and jump in. That was always going to be exciting, but this is something that we have not seen in a very long time. The hype around the rookies on a football team, and I absolutely cannot wait for it.
I'm right there with you. Yeah. It's we've talked about it for so long. I mean, obviously with the different videos and the coverage, and I mean, it's just everything's built up to this point, obviously, right? I mean, it's like with the draft, nobody expected us to have the draft that we did, or even have the potential there. And then as soon as it does, then you start, okay, let's all right, see how this is going to go. But then all the reports and everything else that we're hearing about, I mean, it's not like, and it's hard, right? Because we're both trying to be like, I don't know, as temperate as we can, I suppose. But I'll be honest, like, obviously I'm over the moon about Nolan Smith and really all the draft picks here. But it's not just from what we're seeing perspective or the limited access, but and not even the media coverage, like the beat writers. It's the players themselves. Like when Lane Johnson and Brandon Graham come out and say, like, these guys are different. Like, they prepare differently than what we have seen in other rookies. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, that goes far and above and beyond any other beat writer or anybody else. So of course there's a whole lot extra hype than what we've seen in the past. And yeah, I mean, like, you just can't really contain your excitement. So we actually finally get to see it. I'm pumped.
You got also backup players like Milton Williams. How much will he play tonight? Jordan Davis, he's technically a starter, but you think Jordan Davis plays tonight? That remains to be seen. He's up on your screen right now. You can find him on the right-hand side. He's the biggest player in that Eagle defensive line huddle right there. The Eagles are on the sideline getting ready to go as we're about 7 minutes away from the Eagles' first preseason game. It's just going to be, it's going to be wild. And what's going to be really fun about this, too, is the first couple of series, just kind of picking players out, right? Oh, look, that's Ngata. Oh, look, that's, so-and-so. Now, Baltimore has said they're not going to play their starters ever, but will they play someone like Zay Flowers, their rookie first-round draft pick, who they are extremely high on, extremely excited about? I don't know. Remains to be seen. There's no Lamar Jackson tonight, obviously, without Jalen Hurts playing. It doesn't make a lot of sense for Lamar to be playing either, but a couple of storylines to keep an eye on there as well, which I think is going to be a lot of fun and very interesting for everyone.
And the Ravens want to win. I mean, let's make sure and just say that. Like, the Ravens, for anyone who has not been following or kept up closely enough, they have a 23-game win streak in the preseason.
Wild.
Take that, make that what you will. It's crazy. It's a weird stat. It's one of those random things. It's like, does anyone really care about the preseason? Does John Harbaugh actually care? I don't think so, but I mean, I've actually got a ref friend who's been close to a situation with Harbaugh that I heard some other story that he may care more than the average head coach. Let's just say about that, about the preseason. So yeah, so maybe it is. And his presser, he got asked about it. He's like, that's something we don't talk about till after the game, basically. So I don't know. It would just be kind of cool. Again, preseason is meaningless, so it's not like I'm like, oh, super bummed if we lose this game. But to break the streak would be kind of nice. I don't know. Did you see there's actually a some random bettor who had
I did
placed a
see this.
parlay on the game.
Yes.
He's
12
got
team.
like a 250 to win, what was it, 90,000 or something like that?
$96,000 if the
The
Ravens win tonight. So we could ruin
Gosh, yeah.
that.
So he we could. So unfortunately for that person, hopefully it does. It'd be just a cool thing to say.
Couple of other interesting battles to keep an eye on tonight. Someone like Greg Ward, been on the football team for a very long time, undrafted free agent, hero a couple of years ago, Carson Wentz's favorite target, and now he's seemingly on the outside in trying to go ahead and win a roster spot. What about Josh Jobe? I mean, talk about a cornerback who went from being a gunner on special teams to suddenly being really the third best corner on this team, not native Devontae Max, thinking on the outside. He's obviously probably going to get the start. And then the punter battle. How will they utilize Ty Zentner, Aaron Sipos? Will Sipos begin and punt the first half, and then Zentner go ahead and punt the second half? That is going to be very, very interesting to see as well. You just start thinking back to names here who are going to be playing tonight, and a lot of it is going to be very, very fascinating just to see if they're going to get any sort of, serious consideration one way or another. I mean, there are 90 players on this roster trying to go ahead and make this roster, and we have names who are locks, like a Grant Calcaterra, who is going to make the roster, but obviously we want to see him play, and then guys like Devin Allen, who was all over the news just a couple of months ago, at the Olympics, or not the Olympics, but the Olympic trials and the world running, whatever it's called, track and field championships. He's out there and ready to go. You see him up on your football screen. He had a big, giant touchdown catch against, I believe it was the Browns this past training camp,
it was.
or this past preseason. What does he do tonight? There's a lot of options out there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. I know there's too many guys to keep an eye on here, but you mentioned the punters as well. I mean, obviously, I think that's a position group that a lot of us would love to see the rookie win out, just to get a change, right? I mean, because we've seen Sipos, there's been some definite frustrations. So it'll be interesting to see, because there's been some glimpses we've seen from Zentner, and he's got a cannon of a leg, but sometimes the trajectory and he keeps it too low. So we've had some issues there, but to actually do this in live action, that's definitely another one. I think Jimmy Kempski of the Philly Voice, I'm going to just go ahead and say, will most likely have all of those times he's been the best as far as recording and tracking the hang time. So I'm interested to see like what the official or unofficial report goes there, but that's an important battle. I mean, that's something we're definitely keeping an eye on. So be interesting to see.
Seeing your football, or on your screen right now, up on the football field, Ian Book and Marcus Mariota warming up and getting ready to go. Will they start McKee over Book in terms of not the starting position, but obviously the quarterback depth chart? We know that Mariota goes first, but does Book go second? Does McKee go third? Vice versa. We've not heard much about Ian Book over the past couple of training camp practices. Doesn't mean he's been terrible, but it does mean that he hasn't been lighting it up. As Josh and I mentioned all of the time, every single time you read a tweet about a player, it means they're making a big enough play to where someone's going to tweet about it at Eagles practice, right? If they're not getting tweeted about, doesn't mean you're not making plays, but doesn't mean you're making big, giant plays. And so it'll be very interesting to see what Ian Book looks like tonight, who is very much in a very tough battle for that third quarterback spot, 2 injuries away from starting for the Philadelphia Eagles. Essentially, the thought process there is he would be, the reserve quarterback if you got into a situation, or if you needed to back up Marcus Mariota, heaven forbid something happens to Jalen Hurts. And so while it is a preseason game, and while there will be some rust and some issues, it's going to be very fascinating to see what these guys are going to be able to do, who could be just a couple of plays away from actually being in there and being starters. 118 likes here, as we are over 450 people watching between both Josh and my show. Make sure you guys go ahead and give the show a thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate that, as we are 2 minutes away from kicking this thing off and giving you guys some live play-by-play and obviously reaction here as they get ready. As the Eagles, they have taken the football field, and that means we are getting really close. They're right out on the field right now. Baltimore is a fascinating football team. Quickly here, Josh, I know we're obviously all both Eagle fans and a lot of Eagle people. Baltimore is a football team that's in a very stacked division, and tonight's not going to tell you whether Lamar Jackson is locked in and looks good to go. He's not going to play tonight. It's not going to tell you if Odell Beckham Jr. and Zay Flowers is going to be a great combination. They're not going to play tonight. But Baltimore is still a football team that you won't see at all this season unless you make it to the Super Bowl, but could be one of those interesting playoff potential teams that has to go through Lamar or go through Patrick Mahomes to try to make it in the AFC to the Super Bowl.
Yes, yep, definitely going to be interesting. Obviously, with a lot of the different elements there. I mean, obviously, this is the contract issue or the concern, and was Lamar going to be there? And obviously, he is, but he won't be playing tonight, as you mentioned. But The AFC is brutal, and not that the NFC is easy, but I think we've talked about it quite a bit. And if you're just looking at, again, there's always teams that surprise, right? I mean, it's the case of, it seems to be like what, a 50% of teams that didn't make it the previous year seem to make the playoffs the following year. So there's a lot of like transition on that side, but just on paper, if you're looking at it, there is a ton of competition there for the AFC. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm really curious. I would love to see Zay Flowers go tonight. I don't know if we've seen anything officially of if and when he will. I'm sure we'll get that in a second, obviously. But Zay Flowers' ability, apparently from others in training camp and all that, I just would love to see that for our younger corners. I know we haven't mentioned Keely Ringo a whole lot here yet, but I mean, even with him and his ability, take on a guy like Zay Flowers, see what he can do. That's great competition there. But yeah, I mean, Ravens have some talent, obviously, so it'd be interesting to see how they can handle that.
A couple of takeaways from Twitter here. Nakobe Dean, not dressed. He will not be playing tonight. Jordan Davis is dressed. He will be playing tonight, and that is something worth mentioning because obviously Nakobe Dean coming off the ankle injury. He only practiced a couple of days ago. I was going to be surprised if he did play in this one, but seemingly he was a full go in practice just a couple of days ago. So no Nakobe Dean tonight. That is worth it at least mentioning, but you will see probably a starting combination of Jordan Davis at one defensive tackle spot. And will it be Jalen Carter? He's suited up and he will play tonight, according to reports. Could they put Milton Williams as the other starting defensive tackle? That first couple of drives from the defensive perspective are going to be very, very interesting. I mean, Jordan Davis and Milton Williams themselves is a pretty darn good defensive tackle rotation in there, and you mix Jalen Carter into the whole affair. It's going to be very, very fun tonight. Very fun tonight.
Yep. Milton Williams, man. He is definitely one that I think both of us have talked about, but I'd say just overall in generalities, generally speaking, he kind of gets overlooked because again the D line is so deep here. But I'm telling you, I think Milton Williams, I'm gonna love to see it if he's going right now against or with Jordan Davis here. Just the ability that he has, and I mean, I think we've all probably by this point seen the picture of him showing up to camp, but like he looked ready to go. Like there's just a different mentality there. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he has a great game tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because he doesn't get talked about a whole lot.
It's going to be fascinating to see, again, who is going to go ahead and play a linebacker and for Nakobe Dean. My guess would be Christian Elliss and Nicholas Morrow, and it feels like both of those players are guys that are going to need some reps here. I don't see this as if you're on the bubble to be a starter, and there are a couple of positions we've talked about, whether you're battling for the number 3 wide receiver, you're battling for the running back spot, you're battling for the linebacker spot. This is, to me, not a game where you play them for a series and get them out of there. I think you got to play these guys for at least a good quarter. And Nicholas Morrow and Christian Elliss, get them a couple of drives and let them go out there and showcase what they're capable and able to do. I mean, that's where I'm at here in terms of everybody else starting. But then other options like Tyler Steen. Mentioned him a little bit earlier. Tyler Steen should play a bunch in this football game. He is somebody who people expected to battle for that right guard spot. He's not even come close in terms of actually competing for it because Cam Jurgens has had it locked down. We've seen Tyler Steen kind of move around from left tackle to right tackle, a little bit of right guard. He was listed in the Eagles depth chart as a backup right guard. Will he play backup right guard tonight? Will he start at right guard tonight? Will he move over to tackle? Steen is another guy to go ahead and keep an eye on. Oh, and not to mention Sidney Brown. I mean, the Eagle fan base loves their safeties. Ever since Brian Dawkins, they love Malcolm Jenkins, and they think they have another one in Sidney Brown. Is he one of the starters tonight? Maybe alongside Kayvon Wallace? Again, who knows? Remains to be seen.
Possibly, yeah. I'm curious to see him as well. Again, we've heard some good things, but there's also some negatives. But you're going to hear that from any rookie, right? I mean, they're going to make some good plays. They're going to have some mistakes. There's lots of learning. The one thing for Sidney Brown that everyone keeps saying is his speed completely impresses. Like in person or seeing him for the first time, his speed to ball is insane. So the issue with that sometime though becomes he goes too fast or plays too fast. So if he can slow it up a little bit or kind of just use as far as seeing the game, and that comes with time. And I think as we've both talked about, if there's a reason that he does not end up being a starter by week 1 or takes him some time to get into that role, it's probably just adjusting to the speed of the game or being able to react and kind of see things before they're happening. But yeah, in terms of just the speed and physicality, I am super pumped to see him as well.
Couple of other notes here. It looks like Kenny Gainwell and Boston Scott are not dressed tonight. They will not play. Rashaad Penny and DeAndre Swift are. And so you're going to get a good look at the two new running backs for Philadelphia. We're going to get a good bit of that. Which is exciting. I think you're 100% going to go ahead and get a look at it. It's going to be a lot of fun there. And that means you'll probably have them at least the first couple of series. They'll mix the carries in. Maybe DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. We've heard a lot about that, catching the football over the course of a couple of preseason games. And then probably a lot of Trey Sermon and a lot of Kennedy Brooks. That's kind of the expectation there, I would think, from a running back perspective. But interesting to see who's starting here, who's starting there. Couple of guys dressed, couple of guys aren't. There are going to be some interesting players here as we welcome in almost 600 people on both of our streams right now. Obviously, we're simulcasting on Josh's channel, the Philly Special Show, and myself, obviously, the Thomas Mott Show. If you guys have not given the show a thumbs up, we could use some more. Only 146. If you're watching, appreciate the thumbs up here as we welcome in a couple of our usual people. Cool Reigns is jumping in here. 13 cents is in. Yeah, no Gainwell and Boston Scott. City family, good morning as he checks in over there from Australia. Ronnie Peterson says Mott season. MK Songbird. Swift Penny Sermon at RB tonight. Carter and Davis both playing. A lot of people joining us for this broadcast. We appreciate you guys doing that as we're going to have a bunch of fun. Waiting to kick off here as we are both watching on YouTube TV. If there happens to be a little bit of a delay, just pause your game for a couple of seconds and then you'll sync it up with us. And that way you can have some reaction, obviously, from us and still watch the game on your TV as well. For those of you watching, it will be on the NFL Network. But if you don't have the NFL Network, then this is your next best option because there's not a way to watch it on the internet without getting into some sort of trouble or getting some sort of virus on your computer. So beware if you see any people in the comment section saying,
beware of
ban website this and ban website that. It gets a little iffy here. So as we welcome in almost 600 people watching warm-ups with us tonight here, we're using Twitter video for you guys on the screen as they get ready to kick off very, very soon. I expect in the next couple of minutes here and get the first quarter going.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you saw this. The Eagles captains. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
They just announced the Eagles captains tonight: Marcus Mariota, Christian Elliss, and Milton Williams. So I think that answers your question as far as Milton Williams right next to Jordan Davis, him being a captain, and Christian Elliss. I'm going to say that means he's wearing the green dot. I mean, I don't know that you're the captain and you're not wearing the green dot. So that'd be interesting to see. That again, it doesn't automatically say Christian Elliss is for sure going to be the starter next to Nakobe Dean or anything like that. But I think it's a vote of confidence, obviously, if you're saying, hey, we're going to go ahead and give this guy the captain spot. So that's another one I'm excited to see. I'm not going to say that he's the best linebacker on the roster. I don't know if you saw, I think it was it Bo Wolf? I don't want to call anyone out for if that was not Bo, but the take there that he said that Christian Elliss is the best. I mean, come on, we're not there yet. Like, it would be great if he becomes the best linebacker on this roster, but I mean, I'm hyped for him, but I don't think that you're ready to just go there and already say like, hey, this guy who played special teams, didn't start, hasn't played a game as far as a linebacker now, is the best linebacker on this roster.
Let's be 100% honest. No one is going to win a starting job just based off of play tonight. But people could lose it. Like, you, not just starting job, you could lose a roster spot by playing poorly out there. You put some bad film and you go watch it on a Monday, afternoon in your, wide receiver room or whatever. It's going to be very, very interesting to see some of these players like a Christian Elliss out there and playing. As I have the Eagles getting ready to kick off or receive now on my YouTube TV. If you have the same, that'd be nice right there as the Ravens are getting ready to kick off. We'll do kind of a hybrid play-by-play. We're not going to be like radio broadcasters or anything crazy, although I will note, Josh, Trey Sermon back to return the kick for Philadelphia here, as that's a possibility. You want to make the roster, we need a kick returner. Why not Trey Sermon? As the kickoff is underway and looks like we're good to go here as he will return it.
Yep. I might be a tad behind you. He just caught it now, so I don't know where you're at.
I just got him tackled.
We're about the same.
Okay. So he just got tackled at the 20-yard line, and out will come the Eagles. I'm going to pause my TV then and make sure that I can sync up with you here. As I'm going to pause it for a couple of seconds and then get the guys running out onto the field. That way you and I, at least, are as close as we possibly can. Obviously, there will be some sort of delays. Everyone needs to always understand that, especially when you're streaming either on YouTube and then streaming off YouTube TV. So if you are a little bit ahead, go ahead and make sure to pause, start, and do so in that way. Looks like Deion Kane is a starter. Looks like Ngata is a starter for receiver, and Greg Ward is starter for receiver. I can't tell who the first running back is for Mariota in the gun. It is DeAndre Swift.
Swift, okay.
And they go a quick pass to Greg Ward for an 8-yard gain. We're off and running. So your first look at Agent Zero. He didn't get the football, Josh, but he's out there for Philadelphia. Man, that's exciting.
That's a little decoy action. I love it. I love to see that.
Quickly, as the Eagles are, of course, getting ready, there was a super chat. Josh H. gets 2 entries into our ticket giveaway. We got to make sure that we're following up on this as well. If you're just joining us, you want to win 2 Eagles tickets, you can go ahead and do any super chat and get you a couple entries here because it's $2, so 2 entries, but a lot of super chats happening and a lot of entries. Here's Agent Zero's first carry at the right side. I think he's going to have enough on second down and 1. Wow. It's exciting, Josh. Hey, I'm curious,
it really is.
where is yours at in the time clock? I'm 14:08, 14:07, 14:06, counting it down
Yep,
there. Are we pretty much locked up?
Yep, we're locked up. That's great.
Okay, perfect. And again, of course, if we're a little bit behind, make sure just to pause your TV for a second and then catch back up with us. So as we get 500 plus people, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Eagles get a first down, and they are back there in the shotgun with these backup wide receivers, backup tight end and Calcaterra as well, but a potential starting running back in DeAndre Swift. Mariota in the gun. Here comes your first blitz, and he's going to be hit and sacked. There you go. There's your first bad play of the night there as Mariota's wheels didn't work. There's your first sack as Harris came in to blow that one up.
Curious to see.
It was Tyler Steen.
Oh, just a blitz pickup, yeah.
Looked like Steen starting at left tackle tonight. He couldn't figure out where to go.
Steen and Sills. I couldn't tell who that was because Sills went over to help the nose tackle, it looked like, but he could have slipped over. I don't know. Steen was already blocking the edge rusher there, so I mean, he had to pick one of them.
Yeah.
But
all right. It looks like Driscoll is your starting right guard with your right tackle, with Steen being your starting left tackle here on second down. Was it 18? Quick pass. There's Stoll. And I think Stoll is probably, as we speak, the backup tight end. I think the depth chart reflected that as well. He has had a pretty good training camp. We talked about a couple of the additions. Grant Calcaterra going into year 2. What is he going to be able to do for Philadelphia? But at the moment, Jack Stoll seems to be the backup tight end. You're seeing that right now here on the Eagles' first opening drive with all the second-string players in.
How great is this?
This is really fun.
I know it's preseason football, but I mean, come on. I'm just so hyped that this is back.
Third down and 13 now for Mariota and the Eagle offense. DeAndre Swift has been in the entire time here. Mariota in trouble. It looks like he's going to run a little bit. Boy, he's fast. He got the first down, I think. Yes.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Let's go.
There you
go. He was doing that all the Eagles open practice. I know we streamed that, but when in doubt, he was very shaky with some throws, but his will still work. He can get the first down there. I'd love to see that.
Obviously, a reason why they signed him. I mean, come on. Jalen Hurts does that in his sleep, and Philadelphia, wanted to make sure they had somebody who could do similar things. They paid Marcus Mariota a pretty good amount of money, but $5+ million to come hold a clipboard and be a backup there. Here's your first carry for DeAndre Swift. Whoa, what a move on the outside. Oh, my goodness.
Let's go.
There's the highlight reel. Wow.
Man.
Jeez, you see that juke on the outside? Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
To the left, jukes a guy, runs another one over, and then how long was that? It's got to be...
That was 16, 17, maybe 20?
I was going to say close to 20, yeah.
Bounced off a guy, too. Holy cow.
Runs over a guy and then breaks another tackle before finally being brought down. Yeah, that's not even with the starting O-line, too. I mean, I know they're going against a lot of the backups for the Ravens, too. I think the Ravens have a couple starters out there, though. Looks like from the Twitter. But still, I mean, just to see that, and that's a drop by Stoll. Not the best pass from Mariota. He kind of threw it towards his knees, I guess. But
we had our first look at Rashaad Penny in there, I believe, as well, as he got the play fake from Marcus Mariota. With 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter, the Eagles, I mean, they're backed up. 2nd and 18, the Mariota sack, and then 3rd down and 13, Mariota runs for a first down, and then the next play they hand it off to Agent Zero. Boy, it's crazy that we're getting to see Penny and DeAndre Swift, as Penny is now the running back, and it feels like with 2 tight ends on the formation, this could be the first run for Rashaad Penny, and it is not going to be a play fake. Oh, nice pass from... Oh, Mariota missed him.
He was open.
Yep, that was Calcaterra too. Yep. He had a chance there. He definitely had a chance.
Right over the middle. He had a step. Yeah, that would have been a big gain there too. And I think that's the thing that we've heard and seen. It's like, Mariota's made some good plays. He's done some things, but then the reports from training camp also is he's missed some receivers. And it sounds like most of the time it's been the overthrow. So I don't know what it is, but definitely missed an opportunity there.
There was one right there.
Let's get a run play here.
4 wide receiver.
Let's surprise him.
There's a pass. I think is that Deion Kane with the catch?
That's Deion Kane. Yep. Oh, no, that's not. That's
no, it's not.
That's Cleveland. All right. Yep. Cleveland. I saw the dreads and I was like, wait a second. Yeah, that's...
Looked like he was short, but I think Philadelphia's going to go for it here. Let's see. 4th and 1, and they go quick, too. Come on, this has got to be a penny run. This is what you got it for. Oh, Mariota kept it. Got it.
Stay.
Okay. Right. Okay, there it is. Got to like that.
I don't know if Penny would have gotten it, honestly. They got good pursuit there on that one. That might not have been there if Mariota hadn't caught it or kept it and stayed on his feet too. He almost tripped.
Let's be honest here. For someone who obviously was struggling a little bit during Eagles practice the first couple of days, maybe even the first week, Marcus Mariota so far with the second team players, there's not a first teamer in there right now, has looked pretty good. I mean, he's been in command. A couple of first downs here, and Philadelphia's still rolling. Mariota nowhere there. Looked like Cleveland fell down on the left side. Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
People saying Mike Halo says his Hulu stopped. Boy, YouTube TV is going to have some serious pressure. Their servers better be ready for week 1 of the NFL for everyone who paid for Sunday ticket like I did. My goodness gracious.
What do you think the over-under on that is? How many glitches or weeks is it going to be like, oh, man, this thing's not really working as well as it should be?
Here's your first Penny carry on 2nd down and 10. He got nothing. I think it was
Wrapped
maybe
for
2,
nothing.
maybe a yard and a half. 3rd down again. Nothing from Joseph Ngata yet, although still early on this drive, but excited to see if and when he's going to go ahead and hop out there and make his first catch. It does feel like if you're a wide receiver, preseason games are where you really got to show up, because there are plenty of instances, think Jalen Reagor, where Philadelphia had guys play well in training camp practices, but not play well on the football field, and it feels like if you want to show up and make this roster as a wide receiver who apparently, has been playing well, and Ngata's got to do it here on 3rd down and 10. And they go timeout. Yeah, they're not going to get that snap off.
Yep.
Okay, good move there. Wonder if I can go ahead and find that run on Twitter by Agent Zero there and get that going. Oh, it is. I wonder if I can throw this up on the screen here. I think I can. I don't see why you can't do a Twitter video. As I'll make sure I showcase that it is a Twitter video. There you go. We got it up on the screen here. This is that run by Agent Zero earlier on in this opening drive, which they're gonna have a 3rd down and 10. Boy, this is why you traded for DeAndre Swift, and they traded a couple draft picks. It wasn't necessarily a cheap addition. They bring him in here, runs over number 41 right there. Boy, if that doesn't get Eagle fans excited, that's one of the highlights we're gonna see on Twitter a bunch here. It's gonna be him. And then if we get a couple of other good plays from some of the other people we're excited about, probably him as well.
Yeah. I think we'll see quite a bit of that this season, which is obviously, I mean, again, this is not a surprise because if you're on Twitter, this is already blowing up and it's just one highlight. So, this night could be crazy in terms of if we see other plays like this, or you got, again, we've mentioned the defensive side of the football. If Nolan Smith or Jalen Carter gets a sack or anything like that, it's just going to be crazy.
Over almost 500 people watching right now between both streams. Make sure you give the show a thumbs up. We're at 197 likes. I'm trying to ban these commenters who are trying to send you to their website to get you to click on their stream. I would not recommend clicking on those. I ban them as quickly as possible. But just an FYI, I know people want to be able to watch this, but if you don't have the NFL Network, there really isn't a way to do it. At least a way that's going to keep your computer from getting a bunch of viruses. So TBD remains to be seen as we approach over 500. There you go. There's a nice picture of the Bay in Baltimore. You ever been to Baltimore, Josh? It's not a bad place to be.
I have, actually. Yeah, I was there about I don't know, what was that, 3-4 weeks ago, something like that at this point. But yeah, I went there, and it was actually, we were in D.C. With my brother. I've got a twin brother, for anybody that doesn't know. But we were there to see, he had a conference, and I just kind of showed up, and then we were close enough to Baltimore, which was the only MLB team playing that night, and my brother wants to go to every stadium, so he's like, hey, you want to take a train up to Baltimore? So we did. We went and saw the Orioles play.
There you go.
It was nice. You got to go. Didn't see a whole lot of the city, but saw a decent amount. But it was pretty cool.
Looks like a 3rd down. I believe it'll be 3rd down and long as the Eagles have come out of that timeout. Those of you guys just joining us, you're wondering what's happening. It was a couple of nice first down plays on 3rd down and long, one from Marcus Mariota, and now they're trying to continue this drive as they are inside Raven territory. And so far, Mariota's looked good. Not necessarily sharp throwing the football, but he has the football at the 27-yard line of the Ravens. 3rd down and 10. Let's see what he can do here. Looks like Baltimore might bring some pressure here. 3 receivers. Penny, you're running back again. So it might be the end of DeAndre Swift for the evening. Penny is in there on pass protection. Oh, here's a little bald. Oop, and he sailed that one. Mariota, not even close.
Man, another one.
To Cleveland again. It's been his favorite target so far.
Mm-hmm.
One pass to Stoll, couple to Calcaterra, and then a couple to Cleveland, and out will come Jake Elliott, one of the most consistent Eagles of the past couple of years, to try to make this 3-0 with 9:02 to go in the first quarter.
All right, a little up and down, a little roller coaster with Mariota. I mean, the running plays were good, but the accuracy there. I mean, it's what, 3 I think 3 on the opening drive that he overthrew.
That was a problem that he had, obviously, with the Atlanta Falcons. They got him benched towards the latter half of the year. Accuracy was an issue as the kick is up and good from Jake Elliott. And so Philadelphia gets a 3-point start and a not a bad game so far. You notice the starting quarterback coming in for the Baltimore Ravens is going to be, I believe, Josh Johnson, which you might remember as being a quarterback who played in the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's pretty interesting.
That is the last, I guess, the last official quarterback that they saw as far as the home game or in Philly. Granted, I know this is in Baltimore, but one of the last quarterbacks that the group saw, and now here they are again with just a different team. So I wonder if he has some bad memories. He's not going to be facing Hassan,
Right.
I guess that's good for him, and hopefully his OC isn't going to have a tight end block one of the best pass rushers, but. I feel for quarterbacks that go up against the Eagles' second string D line, because I mean it's just about like going up against another starting unit. The talent is just crazy and the depth is insane. So the fact that you've also got a lot of second string linemen that are blocking for the Ravens here, I don't know. It's probably not the favorite team that Josh Johnson was wanting to see, since he had just previously, that was the last one he had played against.
13 cents says no Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. I guess Huntley's not going to play, right? I mean, technically was a Pro Bowler because no one else
if you're a
wanted
Pro Bowler,
to go.
you don't have anything to prove.
Yeah, you're not going to play. You're not going to play. Very interesting. So as you guys watching, we're going to quickly mention the ticket giveaway. We've had a couple entries in tonight. Third preseason game, we're going to go ahead and give away 2 Eagles tickets to a regular season game of your choice. You get to pick. If you get selected, you can pick whichever one you want. We'll get you 2 of them. Obviously, all you gotta do is drop a super chat between now and the final preseason game and sub to both of our channels. And we're gonna do the drawing during the final preseason game against the Indianapolis Colts, which I believe is on Amazon Prime, which is gonna be pretty cool. So obviously, if you want to enter, tonight is a good night to go ahead and do that. 223 likes. Make sure you guys keep giving the show a thumbs up as the Eagle defense is about to trot out onto the football field, Josh, and it's gonna be interesting to see who, what, when, where, and why in terms of where people are playing, where they're starting, and so on and so forth.
This is what I'm most excited about. I'm not gonna lie, excited about the offense, but I really am looking forward to seeing several of the rookies in action here and see how this goes.
All right, so Jake Elliott, after his first field goal to get the Eagles on the board, he is going to go ahead and kick this one off in just a second, and then we're going to get a look at this Lamar-less Baltimore Raven offense in Baltimore. Curious, the NFL Network has the Ravens cast for you as well, right? We're clearly watching the Ravens broadcasters here as they keep focusing in on a bunch of Raven players.
Yes. Yep. That is what I've got here as well.
Latavius Murray is your kick returner for the Baltimore Ravens. How about that? That's a name that you're going to hear blast from the past as the kick is up, and looks like it's going to be returnable by Murray. Under 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. Very curious to see. Pretty good return. He gets it out to the 29-yard line. Kyron Johnson on the tackle there. 8:53. Always fascinating to see how quickly these preseason games go, right? Because a lot of times you're playing vanilla offense, vanilla defense. There's a lot of drops. There's also a lot of run plays. And so Josh Johnson is going to waltz out there for the Baltimore Ravens. And once they show us the Eagle defense, we'll let you know who we can pick out there for our first time getting to watch these guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. It's Jordan Davis and Milton Williams, your 2 stars at defensive tackle. Nolan Smith, he's out
and
there.
Derek Barnett.
And Derek Barnett. Nolan Smith Jr. in the back of the jersey. How about that, number
Let's
3?
go.
We get a false start, 1st and 15.
Which at some point the jerseys will show up. I think it's October ship
Something
date
like
for the Jalen Carter giveaways that we had, and if there's anybody else that maybe someone's going to get it sooner than that. I don't know why it took so long for the rookie jerseys to ship.
fascinating to see that your first round draft pick, Jalen Carter, not out there to start. He obviously will play, but you had Jordan Davis and Milton Williams. Nolan Smith, though, is, and he's in there on the second play here from scrimmage, which is a pass, little swing pass that's blown up by Christian Elliss. Misses the tackle, though, but a good play there by Nicholas Morrow, who was one of the starting linebackers.
Cleans it up.
All right.
Very interesting to keep an eye on there, too. Yeah, if you get missed tackles or other guys performing well, but yeah, Elliss was there, just couldn't make the tackle.
So Elliss and Morrow, your two starting linebackers tonight. Looked like it was Zach McPherson, one of the cornerbacks. I need to see who the other cornerback is, and I haven't been able to see the safeties position yet. They keep showing us really close-up cuts of, looks like Zay Flowers is playing for the Baltimore Ravens, and it looks like Josh Jobe was the other cornerback here on a second down and 14.
Yep.
There's a quick out and a good tackle by Terrell Edmonds. Safeties playing tonight to make it third down and probably about 10.
That's a good play. You love to see it. The reaction there.
It does showcase, if Edmonds is starting tonight, that he is not guaranteed to be one of the starters in this game or on this football team. I think a lot of us expected it, but not the case as of yet on what's going to be a third down and 10.
Yep. I think it's only Reed Blankenship. That's the only one that you can guarantee.
Oh, who's that coming
got some pressure. That was
Who was that?
Jalen Carter. That was Jalen Carter. I think it was.
Oh, I couldn't see the number. Was that really?
I'm pretty sure it was. He exploded through the line. I am pretty sure that was Jalen Carter. Put him in on pass rush situation.
The fact we got to watch the Ravens cast here and not the Eagles cast. We're getting closer to the punter right now. I believe that was just Jalen Carter.
Because it was either him or Milton Williams, but I am like 90% sure that was Jalen Carter.
God, we need a replay of that. That would be something. I'm going to try to find the highlight here to showcase. Got to like that. It was Jalen Carter. He destroyed Ben Cleveland there and immediately made his he's making his debut in Philadelphia, and that was something else. If we get it on Twitter, we're going to showcase it.
Right, and which we should say too. Sydney family says nice pressure. That's all, folks. Like, yes, it wasn't a sack. It was just a pressure. But again, you got to give us some leeway here. This is the first time we're seeing anything in action. So,
thumbs up, of course, if you're pumped for Jalen Carter. There, as we're trying to see if we can find a video of it. But again, the only broadcaster showcasing for us right now is the Ravens.
the overreaction on Twitter is so great. It's just a pressure, but everyone says, like, I can't even repeat some of these tweets, but it's Jalen Carter is good. Jalen Carter just destroyed Ben Cleveland. Jalen Carter looks insane. It's one play, but I mean, what do you expect was going to happen?
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. I mean, come on, this is a guy who's going to be starting very, very quickly and has gotten some starting reps for the Philadelphia Eagles at some, a couple of times here and there. As you see the tackle, first catch by Zay Flowers, that was Nicholas Morrow here up on your screen. We're trying to showcase as much as we possibly can here during the commercial breaks. But boy, Jalen Carter, you gotta love that. You gotta think that maybe, just maybe, the Eagles might have something pretty darn special there at number 9. Yeah. It was Jalen Carter. Boy, that is so exciting. If I can get a video of it, which the problem is they have not shown it on the national broadcast. So, we can only do so much here, but we're trying. We're trying to get you that as quickly as possible. Looks like all we're going to get is the Zay Flowers catch here as we get a lot of people joining us right now. Make sure you guys go ahead and give the show a thumbs up. We're at 239 likes with over 577 people watching tonight. We appreciate that. Having a bunch of fun here. And obviously going to give you guys as the best play-by-play that we possibly can. A lot of people obviously streaming as usual, but I think this is the place to be, the place to hang out. We definitely appreciate it.
We absolutely do. Appreciate all you guys. And if I had said to you too, just going back to, I know we were talking Jalen Carter, and hopefully we'll get the video footage of him just absolutely destroying Ben Cleveland. But if I had said to you, so the Eagles are going to start 3 Georgia defenders tonight, I mean, you would have assumed that it was Jalen Carter, right? I mean, like of one of those that it's going to be Jalen Carter, but in fact, it's not. I mean, the starters are Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, and Keely Ringo. So, but then again, it just speaks to the depth. Like, he comes in the very first play, he makes a huge impact because it's a pass rushing down, and you know what? Let's go ahead and put him in there. And I love to see it. The very first play. Are you kidding me? I mean,
reps.
Does it get better
Reps.
than that? Again, it's not a sack, but it's still, he generates a pressure to destroy it, and all right, you force a punt. So
You gotta love seeing these young players getting reps here as Mariota will come back out. I think we've seen the end of DeAndre Swift. He got that one really big carry we showed you a little bit earlier, but with about 7.5 to go here in the first quarter. Here's Petty's first big carry. That was a big one for 10. There's that little burst you always talk about, Josh. He can get going, and it's good
I
to
love
see
to see
Rashaad
it.
Penny.
Love to see it.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I appreciate that, Sydney family. I thought you were meaning I thought you were meaning to temper expectations, which I can get overblown. So, but he just said no. Sorry, I meant that's all folks like Baltimore needs to kick. So, all right, that's fair. But I can get overhyped. So just let me know.
That's a quick first down. It looks like the Eagles are gonna. It's not a hurry up. It was a little pop huddle, but they're gonna go as quickly as they possibly can. So Mariota will throw on first down. There's Greg Ward with a nice catch, and
There you
brings
go.
tackle and almost gets a first down. Okay, so looks like we're moving a little bit faster here in terms of
Well,
this second
up-tempo offense,
drive
yeah.
as the Eagles are trying to get settled in quickly. Josh H with the super chat. Throw that up on the screen. 2 entries. Jalen Carter is starting tonight. Yes, he is. He's getting some starting reps in there, and you get 2 more entries into our ticket giveaway happening during the 3rd preseason game. Tonight, any super chat you do gets you a chance to win 2 Eagles tickets to the game of your choice, which is pretty good if you ask me. As we're going to get you the Jalen Carter footage whenever they put it up on Twitter, but they haven't put it up on Twitter yet, so we'll see what they do. Penny continues to be the back in here on 2nd down and 1. There's another pass to Greg Ward. Okay. Now, an interesting thing with these wide receivers, you haven't seen Ngata. You've seen a couple passes to Cleveland and Greg Ward. Ward is the veteran in this, backup group battling for a spot, and it feels like tonight's kind of a night where he could, showcase his chance to make the roster, albeit a very, very packed Eagles depth chart.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think at times you kind of forget, like, oh yeah, he's still on the roster. But yeah, it's there's a lot of guys that he's competing against. So I don't know. He would really need to make some plays, but we'll see. I don't even think we've gotten a target towards Joseph Ngata, which I thought we'd see a little bit more, but I don't know. Maybe if Mariota can find a little more accuracy, he's scrambling out to the left here now, going to get about 6-7 yard pickup. That's been the most successful play so far. I mean, really, it's just Mariota drop back if he has pressure or there's anything that he doesn't like, then to scroll out. But the accuracy, been a little iffy. It's 3 overthrows, if not 4. That's not completely alarming. Again, it's one game, and he needs to get the reps in, the timing with the other receivers. But we heard some accuracy issues in camp, so hopefully he can get under wraps.
5 minutes to go here in the first half on a 2nd down and 3. We're going to get that Richard Jacobs super sticker in a second. Here's a penny run up the left side, and it goes nowhere. I think that was that Tyler Steen? It was to the Tyler Steen side, not getting a lot of push there. It'll be 3rd down. Quickly, $3 super sticker here from Richard Jacobs. Hands down, doing the sign of the horns with sparkles around it. I guess that's what the emoji's doing. But Richard Jacobs gets, of course, 3 entries into our ticket giveaway happening in just a couple of weeks. So be sure to get the super chats in now for your chance to maybe go to the Eagles game of your choice. Not a bad deal right there. All right, so it'll be 3rd down and 4. On the other side of the 50, as they've been in Baltimore territory, both of these opening two drives. Blitz again. Oh, there's a good throw. Who's that? It's Greg Ward again. Okay. It's going to be the Greg
security
Ward
blanket. You just find him.
Okay.
He may not be done.
Yeah, he might not be. Interesting thought here, too. This is our first look at the Brian Johnson offense. He's calling plays right now on the sideline in the very first game, not being quarterback's coach. He's being offensive coordinator. It's been shotgun the entire way. Now, it's vanilla, as it should be, but shotgun so far the entire way for this Eagle offense.
Yep, keep the options open there. I like it. Hand off to Penny up the right side. Oh, great juke move there to create some space. Only ends up getting about 3 yards, but I mean that was some impressive shiftiness. This is a guy we're talking about moving down to. I wonder if he's at 225 yet. He said about a week ago he was at 230, but his goal is 225, and he's had a drastic diet change. He didn't completely knock Seattle about hey, the training staff is awful or terrible. But he did still go to say, the Eagles is above and beyond. That's nothing that he'd experienced so far in being in the league. So I love to hear it. But, man, you see that type of cutting just for a guy who had a broken leg and suffered that in October. I love to see it.
There's a pass to, I believe that's Calcaterra, as he's going to be really close to the first down. Quick super chat here. 5 entries from Drew Collinson. he gets into our ticket giveaway, and he does have a comment saying, "Love your channel, Thomas." So I appreciate that. If you guys have not subscribed to mine and Josh's channels, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that. And we will have the Jalen Carter video, I'm being told, during the next time out. So we'll get our first look at that Jalen Carter pressure here in just a little bit, as we got Drew Collins for the super chat, and make sure he's going on the ticket giveaway. First flag of the night, I think it's going to be on Philadelphia. Let's see. False start. 78. I got to remember who that is. Numbers. We got to memorize backups numbers here for preseason. Yeah, it's a little bit harder.
You said, sorry, it was 78?
78, yep. All right, 3rd down and 6. 2:18 to go. In a at least exciting first quarter. It was Opeta? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see what Mariota can do on 3rd down and 6. And I think that did
we just have it again?
I think they jumped again. Yep. Delay a game. Geez, so you have a false start and you have a delay a game. Yeah, that'll drive Nick Sirianni mad. Jeez. Yeah, not a fan there. Not a fan there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Whew.
It's kind of a theme at camp too. The training camp pre-snap penalties apparently has been, I'd say, less than ideal so far at this point.
All right, 3rd and 11. Here's your first non-blitz on 3rd down, and Mariota's going to run it again. Big hit, didn't get it.
Nice.
All right, 3rd down and 6. What are you going to do on 4th down, Josh? Do you go for it here? A little bit. You're in field goal range if you want one.
I mean, I would.
I think they will. Yep.
Why are we kicking field goals? You know, like, I know we already got one. Jake's done his job. Get him out of there. But it looks like they're going to kick another field goal.
Holder for
the first. Is the holder.
Right. Holder for the first time was Sipos. Now here's Zentner, and that's a big part of being the starting punter. Is obviously you got to be able to hold well too on all these field goals. And so number 49, and not a normal holder number there, but Zentner off the right hash. Let's see what he can do. Oh, Jake Elliott missed it. Wow. Okay.
It was a bad snap. It looked like a decent salvage of being able to hold, but it's a bad snap. It was high. Zentner grabbed it and probably threw off the timing a little bit, I'd say.
I'd say so too. All right, we're ready to go and watch the Jalen Carter sack. We got it up on your screen, or not sack, the pressure up on your screen right now, as you're going to see him absolutely obliterate Cleveland, the right guard. Jeez, just moves him out of the way. Look at the closing speed on Josh Johnson there, huh? That is wild. Wild
it's
quick.
Crazy.
I mean, in like a second, he's on Josh Johnson. Gosh, how exciting is to have that guy? Let me tell you.
The league messed up. I mean, I'm telling you, everyone.
And that's Nolan Smith getting some pressure off the edge too. So Smith next to Carter, and it's meet me at the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that. Okay, as we got that up on your screen, make sure you guys can see Jalen Carter.
That for so many games. We've got that to look forward to. And this is just the extra depth, like it's like the starters are not even playing. I mean, I guess you've got a little bit with like a Jordan Davis or something like that, but like hardly anyone is. This is just the depth that we have.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, the question is going to be, as we're on TV timeout here, as we're almost about to wrap up the entire first quarter, how much longer are they going to play? I mean, you would think that they should get some more reps. I mean, come on. You would think that they should get quite a few more reps, as they've had really one drive defensively. So far, though, man, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. Everyone's tagging me on Twitter. All these videos of Jalen Carter. My gosh. He looks insane.
I'm getting the same. Yeah, I love it. It's so. I mean, like again, just to be in this position. Like if you think about it, if we're this hyped about a preseason game and just seeing the action, this kind of just tells you the state of things and the depth on the team. But for the very first snap there, that's just
Yeah, it was
I
his
love it.
first snap, too. It was his first snap as an Eagle, and he gets some serious pressure. And credit, I mean, Barnett's there as well. I mean, this is meet me at the quarterback with everybody. The only person who didn't get
Yeah.
pressure was Milton Williams, who's being doubled on that play, which showcases why the Eagle defense is so scary, because you double, one of them, and the rest are going to come out and absolutely obliterate you. So, all right,
Mm-hmm.
here we go again defensively. Jordan Davis looks like he's back in there, and I think it's Milton Williams next to him. Nolan Smith is one of the starters with Kyron, or no, it's Derek Barnett. Yeah, it was Milton Williams and Jordan Davis on a pretty good run there by
Like
Baltimore
Zach
in the first
Cunningham is
half.
in there with Elliss.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay, boy, I gotta
I don't know if
look at all the
anything happened
position
to Morrow
spots.
though. That's Morrow was in on the first series. I don't know if they're just going to alternate by series, but that's kind of odd.
Possibly. Yeah, that is interesting. It looks like Keely Ringo was one of the starting cornerbacks on this drive. He's lined up on Zay Flowers. You have Josh Jobe and McPherson in the slot right now. And it looks like Christian Elliss, and it is Zach Cunningham on a rollout left from Johnson. Ooh, a good play there by Jobe.
Great.
He knocked that out of Zay Flowers.
Oh,
A
they may
late flag, though.
may get him for holding, I guess. I was going to say it was
Really?
great coverage,
It
but
was a good play.
he might have grabbed him.
If there's one backup we've heard a ton about in terms of overall improvement, Christian Elliss is one of them. Josh Jobe is the other. I mean, he truly is the other player that we've heard so far that has gotten all the love right now. It's illegal use of the hands, I believe, on Jobe. He's one-on-one on the Baltimore Ravens first-round draft pick and Zay Flowers. And, I mean, yeah, he hit him in the face mask a little bit, but he did a pretty good job there. Not bad at all.
That feels like that was just kind of unlucky. I mean, he put his hands up there, but he was in the position. I don't know.
Love seeing some Zay Flower reps, though. I mean, this is somebody that, alongside OBJ, is supposed to be, another weapon for Lamar Jackson. And the fact that Philadelphia gets to, play against him is pretty exciting. There's Christian Elliss blowing up a run, although they don't stop it. Here goes a big gain from Baltimore. This one might go the entire way as Edmonds gets him out at the 15. Jeez.
It looked like he was dead to rights there. Elliss, again, to your point, I mean, he blew it up. He met him in the hole, but then he'll cut it back to the right. And who was that on Contain on the far side? Was that?
There was another line. It might have been Cunningham, who was supposed to, I think, finish that there. Oh, and Ringo got sucked into the middle as well. There's your first bad play by the Eagle defense.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Ringo got sucked in, and it might have been. It might have been Jalen Carter on the end. Was it? I can't tell who that was.
It's hard to tell.
Say someone got chipped, and then it was over. It looked like Keely Ringo committed way too far inside in the cutback, but
37-yard gain there, as they're going to be inside the red zone. So see some red zone defense by Philadelphia as we have officially wrapped up quarter one in the Eagles preseason, getting ready for quarter two. And
one quarter down, we're on the way to breaking the streak. Although I guess they're getting into scoring position, but that 23-game win streak is in jeopardy.
Looks like it was Nolan Smith, according to Mike, who broke Contain there. We're going to see if that's true. I'm trying to get a video from Twitter. Here's a little better look at Jalen Carter's first snap. I think I can throw that one up here as I'm trying to work the phones and make sure I have as many highlights as I possibly can for people watching who are unable to watch it on TV. Here is your, I did it wrong. I got to hit the play button. But here is Jalen Carter from the broadcast angle. We saw it on Twitter a little earlier, but goodness gracious. I mean, the move here, really good coverage down the field as well. It's as exciting as it can be to be an Eagle fan watching that right there. And watching Barnett, I mean, again, Barnett has a pretty good move here and does get into the backfield. So this defensive line, man, it's going to be scary. If you're Mac Jones, it's got to keep you up at night knowing you're 3-4 weeks away from having to go up against this defensive line with Hassan Reddick not playing tonight, with Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham not playing tonight. Oh my goodness, it's scary. Fun for us, but scary overall.
Yeah, you are not wanting to play this team again. It's like if this is the backups, to your point, just generating the pressure that they can get. I just wait till you have the rotation of the starters, and then whenever they get tired, you just rotate in the second string like we've seen. But I mean, you talk about and everybody even right as the season's ending, saying, "Oh, the Eagles are going to have to lose. They're going to lose all these people, not be able to keep them, or have the same type of depth and everything else." It's like it's just right there, if not better. I mean, you just kind of see the potential that the team has. So that is just crazy.
All right, so they're coming back from the end of the first quarter, getting ready the second quarter here. As Baltimore obviously driving. They're going to be inside the Eagle 20, so it looks like first down and 10 from the Eagles 16. Let's see what this defense can do. Johnson to throw to Flowers, incomplete. I think they got a penalty on. That's Justin Evans in at the safety spot. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hold on Justin Evans, who might have been beat by Zay Flowers there, and back-to-back bad plays by the Eagle defense. It is a hold. Not good.
Yeah, not great.
But, of course, Justin Evans, someone who has mixed in here and there and, had a couple of plays in training camp, but you got to be tough sledding to make the roster is Justin Evans. Let's say that. All right, here's a run and a good one. Let's see if Kelee Ringo can make a tackle.
What a hit.
Yeah, it's a good hit by Justin Evans. Really good hit. Justice Hill getting a lot of play time here.
Plays.
Yeah,
I was going to say, you were talking about that earlier, but yeah, Evans needs to make some plays. There's a lot of competition, obviously, as we know, in that safety room. But if there's a guy who really needs to make some plays to get something to happen, I think it's Justin Evans.
Christian Elliss got blown up there by the pulling guard as he was kind of the linebacker on that side. Didn't contain it that well either. I mean, Elliss has had one decent play so far and a couple of, I'm not going to say lost plays, but not the best plays. Very interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Smith is in coverage right now on the left side of the field. As Johnson rolls to his right, there's more pressure coming. He's still rolling, still looking, and then hops out of bounds. I couldn't tell who had pressure on him there. Morrow was also in on that play as well.
I think that was Teron Jackson.
Was it Teron Jackson?
Yeah. Well, he got around the end.
Yeah, it was Street. It was Contavious Street at the end there.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Good point by Alex in the chat right now. We have not seen Sidney Brown. He has not been on the field yet, which might be an indication on where he's at on this depth chart because he will play. But it's been a lot of Terrell Edmonds and been a mixture so far of Justin Evans on the other side. 3rd and 6. Here's an Eagle blitz. Johnson throws. Touchdown. Caught. All right. That was right on Kelee Ringo. Okay. 23 straight wins for the Baltimore Ravens. There's your first lead of the day. That's a pretty good throw there by Josh Johnson. Pretty good throw.
That was pretty good. Pretty good throw and catch there. I mean, I'm curious to see the replay here.
This is a very well protected blitz. Yeah, Ringo got turned around.
Just kind of didn't really react super fast there. He was in decent position if he just reacted to the route, but it looked like he was kind of waiting on him to cut inside almost and just gave him the back shoulder.
Justin Tucker in for the extra point, 13-32. So we've had 2 drives by Baltimore. One that ended in a punt and one that ended in a touchdown. Philadelphia has had 2 drives, a field goal and then a missed field goal as we had to break on the national broadcast. Okay, let's see if we can get that highlight for the screen of the Kelee Ringo touchdown. That didn't look fantastic. Let's just say that. Oh, man. Seeming like it's only Jalen Carter highlights right now as we wait for Twitter to catch up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good experience for Kelee Ringo, though. I mean, come on. This is a guy who is by no means supposed to start anytime soon. I mean, he is a 2 or 3 year project. So getting him reps right now and getting him some opportunities is really good for Philadelphia. Nakobe Dean not playing tonight. I know people are wondering and asking, not playing. And yes, I am blocking all of the live stream comments that I'm seeing. So I'm doing it as fast as I can there from Fallen Pros. So if you guys haven't subbed for both channels, make sure you subscribe. Be live for every single Eagle game this season, including the preseasons. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell as well. We cover the Eagles on a daily basis on both of our channels. So make sure you join us for all the ones going forward. 614 people watching right now. Could get the likes above 300. That'd be great. 277 as we currently stand.
Yep. I see the comments too. Everybody, Ringo got beat a couple plays in a row, wasn't looking. Yeah, it was obviously not a great look. But to your point, yes, he's a project. He's getting to learn. He's made some good plays, but some rookies. I'm not saying that all rookies are this way, and I think we all know this. But it's like some rookies make some plays that's like, what are you doing? Like they just have the rookie moments, and then others can somehow come into the league and just be gangbusters from the beginning. But I think that this is not a huge surprise. We've alluded to it in other shows as well. I mean, again, against some good receivers, route running and everything else, he's been beat. He's been susceptible to that. But I think that's just the project that he is, and as he can continue to learn, it's not going to be the worst thing. But yeah, the fact that like he didn't even realize the ball had been thrown or caught almost. I mean, he never turned to look, never even turned to make a play. That was not the best situation there, but again, I mean, he's a rookie, first game action. You hate to see it, but it's not the end of the world.
All right, let's get ready to go for the kickoff here. 7-3, early quarter two, for those of you guys just joining us here. Sidney Brown has not played yet. No, we've not seen any sort of Sidney Brown. We have seen almost all the rest of the rookies. I've not seen McKee Gardner out there, but we have gotten to the point where we've seen Morrow, we've seen Tyler Steen, we've seen the vast majority of these rookies as Trey Sermon gets the little pooch kick there in the return across the 25. So 13:28 to go, second quarter, 7-3 Baltimore. Here we go for another Mariota drive.
It looks like we might get Tanner McKee based on...
Is it? That would be a short couple of drives. So 2 for Mariota, which should have resulted in 2 field goals. One was missed by Jake Elliott on what would seem like a bad snap. So it is Tanner McKee. So here's another rookie out of Stanford rolling in with a chance to, make an impression and win this third-string quarterback job. Here we go. He'll pass on first down. Deep ball across the middle.
Throw.
Oh, look at that throw. Okay, Tyree Cleveland.
That was a throw to Tyree Cleveland. Oh, my gosh. Right over the shoulder where the DB couldn't catch it.
Wow, already a spark. Okay, we've heard this from Tanner McKee. And Mariota, it was, good running, not so good throwing. That's a very nice play there by number 10.
I was going to say first throw of the game for McKee, and that's the best throw of the game. I mean, Mariota just didn't have that accuracy, so I didn't know it's just the first throw, but that was great.
First down to 10. Here's a play action
batted
pass,
at the line.
Batted down, yeah. Interesting to note, they did not change anything else on the starting offense that we saw when they had Mariota in there, because you're still seeing the same starting offensive line. Tyler Steen is at left guard. Calcaterra, the wide receivers. Rashaad Penny at running back, so no more DeAndre Swift. They just subbed quarterback. So O-line has looked pretty good. I was wondering.
Steen is at right guard now, though. They moved him to right guard.
Is he?
Yeah, they moved him to right guard.
Here's a turn give to Rashaad Penny, right side. Oh, he spun out of a tackle of 3 or 4 yards there. That little burst there from Rashaad Penny. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
There's something there. He's gonna be good. You got him with the rotation of the backs. Obviously, yeah. We saw DeAndre Swift very early. You get the one breakaway run. You're like, yep, that's all we need to see. I don't think that he really even needs to do anything else the rest of the preseason, quite honestly. Like, I mean, that wasn't surprising to see that because we know his ability, but.
Third down and 6. Here comes a delayed blitz. McKee looks left, throws. There's another catch, and it's Tyree Cleveland again, man. It has been.
His name has been called quite a bit. I mean, that's probably the fifth throw that he's had at least, or 5th target.
Another first down. That one's good for 8 on a 3rd down and 6. So Tanner McKee starts 2 for 3 for 38 yards, 40 yards. Not bad for the rookie out of Stanford. You are right on Steen. I do see him out there at right guard. Here's another good drive by the Eagles. They've been inside Raven territory the first 3 times. This one will be a 1st and 10 from the 35. Oh, McKee, another shot left. Another catch by... Oh, he dropped it at the end.
Cleveland.
Oh, my gosh.
That is... Throwing a back shoulder. I mean, he put it in a decent spot. It was probably a little bit out of reach. I mean, that's why Cleveland couldn't hold on. But he made a great attempt at it. Cleveland did. Would have been hard for him to get 2 feet in bounds, even if he had, though, because he's kind of getting shoved out. But I mean, yeah, the ball placement there. I mean, the DB's not getting it at all. Like that's only for your receiver. And I'm just saying, we've seen 3 passes from McKee, and I think you could say those are the 3 best passes we've seen in the game. Like Mariota's was not at that level.
Here's a give to Penny. He bounces to the right side. He'll get 4 yards. Be 3rd down and 6. You do wonder, Josh, in terms of McKee working with third-string receivers, he probably has a pretty good connection with Tyree Cleveland at this point because he's probably throwing to him on most of their 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s, and he's showcasing it big time tonight.
Mm-hmm. And you wonder too, I mean, Tyree Cleveland, if he's making plays like this, we've heard his name a little bit in camp, but again, it's like the Joseph Ngadas and we've got some other, tight ends even who are getting some. The Calcaterra's had several times where his name's been called in training camp, but you didn't hear Cleveland as much as McKee overthrows Penny there. Probably wasn't going to get a whole lot. There was defensive pursuit, but incomplete pass.
A lot of pressure. He tried to find Penny, as Josh just said, but not even close.
But you wonder, going back to Cleveland, I mean, he's made some plays already, and the quarterbacks are targeting him. I mean, that would be a little bit of a surprising name if he kind of tries to vault his way up or make a play. We haven't even seen, I can't recall that. We haven't even seen a target to Ngata, have we? I thought that would be.
Have we seen Ngata on the field?
At least a couple of passes. That's true. I think he was out there for one situation there, but yeah, not much.
Jake Elliott's going to squeak in a 49-yard field goal. That one is good to give the Eagles a 6 on their scoreboard right now. 7-6 Baltimore as they're going to go to commercial. 11-19 to go in the second quarter. So Jake Elliott 2 for 3. That was Siposs holding, and you do wonder familiarity more so with Siposs than with the one miss, which was with the backup punter, at least for now, and Ty Zentner. Let's see if we can get a couple of highlights for you guys up on your screen. Here's that Tanner McKee pass, which was extremely impressive as I try and get it pulled up here on the screen. This is quite a way to start your NFL career. Waltz it in here and throwing an absolute dart over the left shoulder into double coverage to a third string wide receiver in Tyree Cleveland. Good catch there as well. You got to like that.
Definitely good to see the accuracy there.
305 likes on the show right now. If you've not given the show a thumbs up, now is a great time to do so. We would greatly appreciate that as we have plenty of stuff happening going forward here on both of our channels. We appreciate all you guys joining us and watching and having a bunch of fun. We can always make sure to mention we're giving away 2 Eagles tickets during the third preseason game, probably in the second half, but you can enter tonight. All you can do is drop a super chat and then go ahead and, as Josh Hart just did, or Josh H just did, drop a super chat, and the dollar amount equivalents to the amount of entries that you're going to go ahead and get. And so you see 2 entries here from Josh, as he says, I would love to see McKee to Allen deep pass. We've not seen Devin Allen in yet. He's not been in there so far, based on what we can see. It's been a lot of Calcaterra, a lot of Jack Stoll, a lot of Tyree Cleveland, and Greg Ward have been the main targets so far, and about a quarter and 4 minutes in this football game. We got you down, Josh. We appreciate that.
Yep. Got you down. Yeah, I'm sure we'll eventually get them out there. They're obviously rotating in some players, and saw a couple guys for a drive or less, just one drive, and then a couple that stayed out there for a quarter. So we'll probably get there, but I love what I'm seeing so far from Tanner McKee. And we kind of talked about it before in the pregame, but it's a question of how much are we going to see McKee out there? How would we see him for one quarter or multiple? Obviously it was, hey, get Mariota out there for one, and then let's see what Tanner McKee can do. And so far, I mean, from the accuracy, he kind of overthrew Rashaad Penny on the last one in the flats, but nothing was really happening there. So you kind of wonder if it was just, hey, let's live to fight another day on that situation. Yeah, so far those throws definitely the most accurate between at least the competition between what Mariota did out there. He did great with his legs, but several overthrows.
Yeah, it was great to see DeAndre Swift. Fallen Pro says DeAndre Swift, when is he going to be back in? I don't think he will be. I think Swift was going to play one drive, get a couple of carries, and he had a big run for about 20 yards, and that was it. They pulled him out of there. So Jake Elliott kicks this one off as you're going to see the third drive, and will it still be Josh Johnson for Baltimore? It remains to be seen. Oh, they will return it. Almost a good tackle there at the 10, but they got him down at the 13. That was Kayvon Wallace.
Mekhi Garner, actually.
Was that?
Very close numbers-wise, but 43. Mekhi Garner, yep.
Okay, good call. There you go. Here's your first look at another rookie.
Which that's things there, like it's small, bingo. But if you're going to try to make a roster, I want to see it. You got to see it from the rookies doing something on special teams, because you're not going to really play probably much outside of that.
It's like Miles Jack is in at linebacker for the first time tonight. There is no other changes that I can see. Nicholas Morrow and Miles Jack are your 2 linebackers. Nolan Smith is still in there. And a good play and a good blow-up, I believe, by both Morrow and I couldn't tell who
Nicholas
the pressure
Morrow.
was. Kentavious Street in there as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was definitely good read and good pursuit. And Morrow, I mean, he hit him as soon as likely caught the ball on that.
All right, 10:49 to go as the clock keeps winding. 7-6 Baltimore. Still Josh Johnson, the 37-year-old quarterback. Probably going to play the entire first half, I think, minimum. Keely Ringo, you're one of your cornerbacks. Greedy Williams, the other cornerback in right now for Philadelphia on a 2nd down and 12. Here's a pass towards Williams. Ooh, almost intercepted over the middle. Justin Evans getting a lot of playing time tonight, too. Still no Sidney Brown.
You wonder when he'll get in there eventually, but yeah, it's kind of to the point of perhaps he doesn't have the defense down. I mean, he even talked about like learning the playbook, and it's taking some time and getting caught up to speed. Desai said the same thing as well, so he's gotten some first team reps, but obviously right now not as comfortable in that spot.
Kayvon Wallace is the other safety in, as this is going to be a run handoff. There's your first. Oh, it was going to be a Nolan Smith tackle, but it wasn't. Nolan Smith missed the ball carrier. It's an 8-yard gain. And another hit by Justin Evans. Evans is hitting pretty hard tonight. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's definitely made a few tackles for sure. He's letting his presence be known, but Smith missing the tackle.
He had a chance there. Had a chance at the end, but a gang tackle of McPherson and a couple other players.
Still forces the punt.
Evans. 4th down and 2. All right, that's exciting. Greg Ward, your punt returner, worth noting. This punt is away, and it is a little short. Oh, it takes a really bad Eagle bounce, but Ward will pick it up and run out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Okay, so back to Philadelphia goes the football, and we'll see if we can see old number 10, 6'6" Tanner McKee will walk out there for the Eagles. Looks like he will. Keeping in mind, as we welcome in people who are just joining us, you got to remember a lot of this stuff is vanilla. They're not running a lot of blitzes. They're not running a lot of crazy offensive looks. They're trying to just kind of do a lot of man, a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and see who can play and who can't play. And that's been kind of the theme so far, I think, for both offensively and defensively for Philadelphia. And we've gotten a couple of nice plays back and forth. This is a give to Rashaad Penny on 1st down. He'll go up the middle for about 4. Quickly, Justin Martino. Appreciate the content, guys. Go Birds. 10 entries into our ticket giveaway. Justin, we got you down.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Of course, if you have not gotten in on your chance to win 2 Eagles tickets, now is your chance. We will go ahead and obviously announce the winner during the 3rd preseason game. Sills, Andrews, Steen are your 3 inside offensive linemen on this drive for McKee, with Rashaad Penny still in the game on 2nd down and 6. Here's another Penny run, and he falls forward for another gain of about 2. Interesting.
Yep. Fred Johnson's the left tackle, and did you see the right tackle there?
Dennis Kelly.
Dennis Kelly, okay.
Yep. AD says Penny needs to shake the rust off. Glad he's getting some run. I am too. I think Penny should play the full first half, and then you go with Kennedy Brooks and Trey Sermon the rest of the way. I mean, they didn't dress Boston Scott. They did not dress Kenny Gainwell. A little bit of Agent Zero in that first drive, but that's been it so far. And now it's going to be interesting to see what Tanner McKee can do with probably the rest of this first half. 3rd down and 4. McKee stops, turns, throws. There's Joseph.
All right, there it is.
There's your first catch for a
Finally.
first down.
You got something, a little slant route.
He exists. All right.
Good catch and hold on. All right.
Heard a lot about him. I mean, geez, we mentioned him almost every single time we've done these broadcasts. I mean, he has done more for people on Twitter following the Philadelphia Eagles than anybody else, as he gets a lot of run and a lot of love. And he's had a couple of snaps with the offense so far throughout the first half of this game, but that's his first target, his first catch, 1 for 1. You got to like that.
Definitely do. It's so I'd say a little surprising that we didn't see that earlier, but at least he gets a catch here as Penny a handoff on a shotgun to the right side. Breaks a few tackles, actually.
Okay.
Picks up 9 yards.
Yeah,
that's what I love
nice
to see right there. All right. He looked dead to rights after about maybe 1 or 2 yards. Breaks a couple tackles, though, and keeping it going.
Penny, there's a lot of talk about if he's going to make this roster or not. And most of us, including myself and you, think that he's going to. There was always that thought of, well, you paid him nothing. If Trey Sermon plays better, then, put Trey Sermon in there. But so far, it's been the Penny show, I would say. And, he hadn't had the big run, but that was probably his longest one for 9 yards there and showcases why Philadelphia wanted to bring him in here, and it feels, pretty confident that he's going to be the guy on 2nd down and 1. Goes McKee, going to look left, throw deep ball, left side. That's going to be for, and Ngata, back shoulder, and he caught it. Wow, with a flag, but I think they're going to call it a push-off on Ngata. They are. Darn, that was a good catch.
And I just want to go back to Matt Miller saying grabbed his ankle. I was curious if was Rashaad Penny grabbing his ankle there. We didn't get to see a whole lot towards the end of that. I couldn't tell, but
we're going to keep an eye on that, as that was probably a 40-yard gain, but they're going to bring it back. Pass interference on Ngata. He pushed off on this one, which is a bummer. Another good back shoulder throw by Tanner McKee, though, and a really good catch by Joseph Ngata. You got to like that. I am seeing that Rashaad Penny was holding his ankle, so we're going to keep an eye on that.
And
that would be...
Trey Sermon did come in, I think, so it's...
Okay. Yeah, well, you don't want to say it's par for the course, but that's kind of been the knock so far on...
the injury concerns.
Yeah, on the injury concerns for Rashaad Penny. That is tough. That is really, really tough. Here we go, 2nd down and 11 now. McKee looks right, throws right. That's another back shoulder for Ngata, incomplete. A lot of back shoulder throws so far on this Eagle offense, and I think, again, showcasing that very vanilla one-on-one opportunities, throw it up and let your guy make a play, and Philadelphia's had a couple of nice plays so far, but that last big one was called back. All right, 3rd down 11, 6:43 to go. Pretty quick first half here. About an hour into this football game. Let's see what Tanner McKee can do from his own 36. They're interviewing Lamar Jackson on the broadcast, too, so showcases that it is a Raven cast.
Mm-hmm.
And timeout Philadelphia, not getting lined up again. So they've burned through 2 of them now, and they will probably keep us from going to commercial break simply due to the fact that they're interviewing Lamar on the screen. Let's see if we can get that Ngata catch for the people who are watching right now. Crazy that Rashaad Penny is already hurt, though, as that is no. that is something. That is absolutely something that Rashaad Penny has already been banged up. Yeah. The problem is that we're watching, I think everybody besides people in Philadelphia are watching the Raven cast, so they're not going to give us a replay of that back shoulder. And so we're not going to get to see it and show it to you guys as well. But we do have a very blurry footage of Tyler Steen making a couple of pancake blocks on your screen. So there's something for you as we try to help out during these commercial breaks. You see 53 pulling here and absolutely obliterates whoever that is for the Baltimore Ravens. All right. All right, 3rd and 11. Here we go. Let's see what McKee can do from his own 36. It is Trey Sermon in, which means Rashaad Penny and that ankle is going to be a sight to see. Devin Allen in as well in the slot there, I believe. Our first look at Devin Allen. Here we go. 4-man rush. Penny across the middle. Oh, there's a big catch. Who is that? I can't tell who it is. That's good for 40.
Great throw.
Who is that? 43?
Oh, King. They're Johnny King, the recent signing.
Oh, okay.
All
I was
right.
going to say, I didn't know what number
He's
they gave him.
Tall, lanky dude. I'm like, wait a second. I was like, all right, that's who it is. Didn't recognize it.
Wow, what another really good throw there. Really good throw from Tanner McKee. And hey, these receivers are making plays as they go hurry up in your first run for Trey Sermon. And he'll get about 3 across the 30 down to the 27. Wow, okay. Tanner McKee, man, listen, if I'm Ian Book, I'm starting to kind of, loosen up a little bit on that sideline because the second half is going to be important. Yeah, it's going to be very important. Yeah, nice long interview for Lamar Jackson, so we're going to get no update on Rashaad Penny right now. Ankles are tough, too. You can ask Nakobe Dean about that. I mean, talk about not playing in this one. Probably would have had he not tweaked the ankle almost a week ago. They can linger, and that's the thought process for a running back. Everybody cuts on a football field when you play in the NFL, but if you're a running back, you're really cutting, and, the worry there is, does Philly keep him? If he's going to get injured, if he's not going to be consistent, it's just a thought process that goes through your head when watching guys like Trey Sermon, who obviously Philadelphia loves, or at least head coach Nick Sirianni loves, is he's been the guy he keeps raving about from the running back spot. 2nd and 8, another run for Trey Sermon up the middle. Pretty good one there. He gets about 4. So we'll have about 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, you just hope it's not a terribly long situation. I mean, I think at this point it's regardless, even if he's okay, just the injury scare, you're like, all right, he's
Right.
done for the night. But it's
Right.
hopefully not a major thing. There's been a lot of ankles. I know that's kind of I guess a normal injury or one that's more likely, but seem to have a lot of guys. Nakobe Dean with the ankle issue. Now Rashaad Penny. We had Patrick Johnson with an ankle injury. We had someone else too, didn't we? With an ankle.
I can't remember.
As Sermon picks up the first down on a run up the gut.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. The question really is going to be if they keep Penny, what do you do with Sermon? Are you going to keep 5 running backs? I mean, they have 4, and they feel confident in the 4 that they have. They're not going to get rid of Boston Scott. Obviously, Gainwell's probably RB1 alongside Swift. So you have a lot of running backs, and what are you going to do with them? We'll see. McKee on 1st down and 10 in the red zone. Here's a back short to throw the end zone. Oh, that one is caught again. Guess who? Tyree Cleveland down to the 1. Wow. He's been the best receiver on the field so far.
One of the favorite targets. Yeah.
Easily the best receiver on the field. Worth noting, all these receivers on the field are big and physical. Johnny King is big, and Ngata is over 6 foot. They're going to go hurry up here on the 2-yard line and try and punch this one in, I'm guessing, with Sermon. And they tried. Did he get it?
He did.
He did. Touchdown Eagles.
He
How
got
about
it.
that? Wow. Wow. What a great drive by Tanner McKee and Tyree Cleveland. Sermon caps it off on a 2-yard run. Wow. It's been a solid first half for Philadelphia, I would say. A very solid first half. Couple of plays here and there you'd like to have back, but for your first preseason game, it's pretty good. And so far, the highlight is Tanner McKee and this guy Tyree Cleveland, who've been playing really good football together.
Yeah, definitely some of the favorite targets on that side.
And McKee is somebody who, he plays at Stanford. They don't have a great roster. Their offensive line is not that good. Injury this, injury that, sack here, sack there. You can make the argument that he didn't have a fair shake as the extra point is up and good. And now you put him behind a pretty darn good second-string offensive line. In terms of backup quarterbacks in preseason games, second-string offensive lineman is a pretty good one for Philadelphia. Pretty good running back in Trey Sermon. And right now, wide receivers that are catching the football, getting open, and making some plays.
Yep. And to your point, you mentioned also, it's the big physical receivers. Those are the guys that we've seen the team bring in, and Johnny King, the most recent, but Johnny King making a good play. Tyree Cleveland has made several, and Joseph Ngata is starting to get in some action. So there's a similarity there, and I'm almost wondering if, because Zach Pascal kind of having that physicality, that presence there of all right, who the guys are going to be with A.J. Brown and Devontae, and then you've got Quez Watkins for sure, but then it's okay, Olamide Zaccheaus, there's the potential. But that other spot of if you need a receiver that's physical that can possibly block, bring some of that to the game, I think it could be one of these guys. And so there's going to be some competition as we've seen. I'm just a little surprised, quite honestly, though. Tyree Cleveland, I know that his name's been mentioned a little in camp, but yeah, he has been absolutely balling out so far.
He's been playing really well, and like you said, the name we hear is Joseph Ngata. You don't hear anything from Hasselwood back in, a couple days ago. You don't hear anything from Devin Allen just getting into practice a couple of days ago. It's been all Ngata, and you hear Zaccheaus and Watkins, of course, both of whom did not play. But tonight could be the Tanner McKee, Tyree Cleveland game, and it's pretty good if you're trying to make a roster. That was an 11-play scoring drive. Yeah, really, really, really good scoring drive. You realize
Granted, it's against backups, but still, yeah. it's very poised for a rookie QB. He looked very much in control, kind of marching down the field, knows what he likes in the situation, so that's pretty good. People
are already asking if they think Tanner McKee can push to take the starting job from the backup job from Marcus Mariota. And the answer is yes. They gave Mariota some money, but by no means is he's guaranteed. What will happen more than likely is McKee will be your third-string quarterback. They'll be in that kind of emergency situation, and then it would be interesting to see if the emergency were to happen, who they would waltz in there in either, an end of a game scenario or a week later if they had to start somebody else. So interesting to keep an eye on. Josh H with a $10 entry into our ticket giveaway. Wish you could listen and see the Philly feed for the game. Just had Lane on for an entire series. Also showing Hurts on the sideline. Looks focused like a coach. I wish we could too. But the way it works in the NFL Network is I think based on where you live, you're going to get the closest broadcast, and therefore we get the Ravencast being here in Atlanta and in Dallas, as this is going to be a kickoff by Jake Elliott, picked up at the 1-yard line. So, Josh, we got you entered in, man. We got you ready to go for our ticket giveaway as they get the kick back up to the 29-yard line, tackled by Sean Bradley, and back out will come the Baltimore Ravens offense, which sat for a little bit there because there was a lot of Tanner McKee and a pretty good drive by Philadelphia.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't let us choose. I feel like they should. I feel like they should say, "Hey, which team's feed would you prefer?"
Yeah, it would be nice.
I mean, the MLB, their app is kind of nice because you can actually do that, but whatever.
Keely Ringo, Greedy Williams, your 2 starting cornerbacks on this drive. Nolan Smith still in the game. Looks like no Jalen Carter. As a great hit there by, I think it was Nicholas Morrow. No, it was Kayvon Wallace.
Yeah, Kayvon Wallace.
Okay, Kayvon Wallace. 2nd down and long. I think Sidney Brown is in. No, it's Justin Evans. Nope, I'm not seeing Sidney Brown yet. $3:18 to go. 13-7 Philadelphia. 2nd down and 10. Yeah, I'm not seeing Sidney Brown at the moment. Here's another run up the middle and a nice tackle there. Who was that? It was
Kayvon Wallace again.
Okay. Nolan Smith's played the entire game at pass rusher, and he hasn't made a big play yet. We're kind of waiting, but he hasn't made a big play yet, Josh.
I know. It's kind of it's a little bit disappointing. I know it's just one game, but we'd like to see something.
Xavier Ragland, 5 entries into our ticket giveaway. Make sure we got him down. We appreciate the super chat there, Xavier. Throw you up on the screen.
Got you down.
There's a 3rd down and 5. Johnson, throwback left shoulder. Oh, a good play by Ringo, though. I think he could have picked it if he got his hand on it.
Yep. That looked like he could have actually intercepted that one.
Just get the other hand.
He was right there in position, though. I mean, step for step, knocks it away.
Good play.
Much better to see. I mean, for the touchdown that he did give up, he was clueless. But that one looked like, I mean, he was there all the way. I'm just surprised, to your point. I mean, he had one hand. He didn't even have to reach, really. Like that. Yeah. That was just kind of like, all right, I'm going to knock it down very easily. If he had made more of an attempt, it kind of looks like he could have just put another hand up there and gotten it.
Another 3 and out for Baltimore. As it looks like you're going to get a Tanner McKee 2-minute drill, as this is a pretty good punt, fair caught by Greg Ward at the 22-yard line. So back to Philadelphia here as we're going to wrap up the first quarter and get a little look at the Tanner McKee show, which has been very exciting so far.
It'd be nice to see if he can kind of march the team down here, get another score, and let's put that Ravens 23-game win streak in jeopardy. Let's keep that going.
Crazy. They've not lost a preseason game since 2015, I think is the official timeline, which I was still in college. It's crazy how long ago that was.
That is, yeah.
You're seeing
it's one of those anomalies.
Touchdown highlights on your screen. It is McKee for a 2-minute drive. Let's see what they can do. Open with a Sermon run for 3 yards. Okay. Yeah, they're probably going to go down to the 2-minute warning. I think. And they will. All right. Here we go. Finally, we can throw up that Tanner McKee dime on the screen. Here we go. Look at this back shoulder. Man, that was a nice throw. How many yards does Tyree Cleveland have at this point? He's got to be getting close to 50. Got to be getting close.
Yeah, surely he's been getting lots of looks. Yeah, 4 for 62.
There you go.
Seven targets.
That's not bad. That's basically what you asked for if you were Tyree Cleveland going into this game. I'd be tempted to play Smith all day, says M. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Nolan Smith needs to play the entire game, but reps are important, 100%. And you talk about the speed and all the highlights we've heard around camp and the hype. He's been not disappointing, but not flashing, I'd say, so far in this first game. Unlike Jalen Carter, who had his one flash and seemingly has his night over.
Yeah, the defense, Desai was like, all right, we got to see you out there for about 2 or 3 plays, and then that's all we need to see. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. Just give him some more action. I mean, let's remember too, like we've talked about some of the guys that need to be out there, and Rashaad Penny, hopefully the ankle's not too bad. Hopefully it's just a minor tweak, but wouldn't expect to see him get back in there. I haven't seen anything yet on Twitter. I don't know if anybody else has, but I haven't seen anything about an update there yet. But he hadn't played since October with a broken leg, and that's the same for Nolan Smith. I mean, with his injury, he hasn't played since last October, so it's been a long time. So I'm okay with that. Maybe not necessarily playing the entire game, but yeah, play him 3 full quarters, get him ramped back up to this speed. So never a bad thing.
Terrell Edmonds obviously getting some playtime tonight as well. And with the first teams for the majority so far, 2 tackles and a sack. He's been all over the place. That's been pretty nice to see. We've not seen Sidney Brown, as I think he's the lone player from the Eagles 2023 draft class that we haven't mentioned yet.
Yep. So far, I've not seen him yet, but I feel like probably what second half. I would expect he probably would come back out to start the second half. Maybe not, but it seems like that'd be all right. Let's get him in there, see what he can do. He does have a tackle though, so it must have been on special teams.
We're on commercial for those of people wondering that right now. Still on commercial break, as going to get a 2-minute drive here from Tanner McKee in this Eagle offense to try to go into halftime, maintaining what is a 13-7 lead so far. You guys haven't subbed to the channels yet. We appreciate that. Appreciate all the new subscribers. About 30 people have subbed to my channel since we got started. Appreciate that, guys. Cowboys did lose to the Jaguars, as Ray Gerard points out. That is true. And as the Eagles are back out there, and here we go. 2 minutes. 1 timeout. Tanner McKee, what can he do here? Let's see. All right, 2nd down and 8. Here comes a blitz. McKee, look right, throw right. It's a drop by Tyree Cleveland. It's kind of a bad throw.
Yeah, not the best. 8 targets, though. I mean, I did not expect who's going to lead the team in targets here for it to be Tyree Cleveland. I kind of thought it'd be Joseph Ngata for what we'd heard so far, but he's gotten some looks. And Ngata's got, how many targets does he have? He's up to what, 3 or 4?
Yeah, I think he's at 3 right now. Johnson, Sills, Andrew, Steen, and Dennis Kelly are your 5 pretty much starting offensive linemen, as it's been over the course of this first half. Here's 3rd down and 8. McKee, good pocket, throw across the middle. That's caught. Who is that? He's going to be short
Dan Arnold.
About a yard. There's your first look at Dan Arnold. Okay. He is going to be a yard short. I think Baltimore's going to burn a timeout. Yep. So it looks like Philadelphia is going to go 3 and out. That stinks, man. Arnold's got to get that first down. Got to get that first down. I mean, here, okay, do you sneak it here? You have a 6'6" quarterback. It's 4th down and 1. It's preseason. Come on, Tanner McKee's you bet 600 pounds, but you should just sneak this and keep this drive going.
Right, because the quarterback sneak, the rugby scrum is the best play that you have. So let's go for it. Why not?
They are going to go for it here.
I hope that they don't do anything. I really want to see the rugby scrum.
Let's see it.
Like if we do anything different, I mean they're probably not. They're going to keep it just.
McKee will not be
lined up
center.
in the shotgun. So
okay. 4th down, a little over a yard. This has got to be just a give to Sermon up the middle, right? Are they going to snap it? No, they're not going to. 5 seconds. McKee goes under center. No, timeout. Okay. That's no fun. No fun. Come on.
We're going to punt now.
Yeah, looks like they're going to. Curious, here's our first punt of the night. We're on punter watch. Zentner versus Sipos. I would guess this would be Sipos to start it off. I think the take, we'll see there, though. We'll see. Man, they should have... Why not sneak that? Like, who cares if you win or lose this game based off of that?
Right. Just go for it.
Have a little bit of fun. McKee staying on the field. Is he really? They are. So they waste a timeout trying to get them to jump, and now they're going to try to go for it on 4th down and 1 with no timeouts with 1:50 to go. And he's still in the shotgun.
Doesn't make the most sense, but...
Okay. What are they going to do?
There we go.
It's going to be a give that... No, McKee's going to keep it. Throw wide open. Greg Ward, there's a first down. That's a play Philadelphia used a lot last season. It works beautifully. And Greg Ward is limping.
Oh, Ward, yeah, I was going to say Ward may be injured. I think I'm a little bit ahead of you now all of a sudden. I don't know how that happened. I didn't get a refresh, but yeah, I think that I am. Let's see whenever I get the play clock back. Well, it's going to be stopped because out of bounds.
Yeah, okay, so I just fast forward. I'm on a McKee throw to the right side, incomplete. 1:38 to go. Where are you at?
Okay, it's I just saw the incompletion. So now maybe you're ahead.
I just paused it, and let's see if we can get it lined up here as well. They're showing up Jabo on the sideline.
Okay, yep, that's what I'm seeing.
Okay, I think we're synced back up.
Cool.
All right. Not a great throw by Tanner McKee, but he's had some pretty good ones so far. It's a good throw by McKee to guess who? Tyree Cleveland.
That is the favorite target. Let me tell you.
Third and 4, McKee across the middle. We had a falling receiver, and there's Jaden Hasselwood, incomplete. Oh, there is a flag. Oh, no, nope, he didn't. Darn it. Yep, that'd be an incomplete pass. Okay. All right, so you're at the 50. Ooh, it would have been a good throw. Would have been a really good throw.
Man. Kind of got the feet tangled a little bit. I mean,
Sipos will punt it off first.
All
right.
First look. I was gonna say, yeah, first look at the punter here. Now this is a battle. This matters.
$1:15 to go here in the first half. All right, let's see how good this punt is. It's gonna be fair caught at the 11. There you go. Not bad. Your first look at the punter battle. Okay, so it looks like Greg Ward in the locker room, lower body injury. Probably, I mean, you couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it was definitely a lower body thing. But he was
I know the way that he started limping.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it could be like a hamstring, or hopefully it's just cramps. I mean, you get out here now playing full speed, and sometimes you get that. Hopefully it's not anything too serious, but I still haven't seen anything. I'm just curious on like Rashaad Penny. I don't think that he's, regardless, he wouldn't come back. But I'm just curious of like any sort of update.
There's a Gus Edwards run off the left side for about 6. We'll see if Baltimore's going to go hurry up, and they will. 2 timeouts, a minute left, try to close up the first half, and maybe take the lead. We'll see. Good defensive practice here for the Eagles on the second on the 2-minute drill. Oh, that was Nolan Smith. He got some pressure, but it completed, and Joe will tackle for the first down. But that was Nolan Smith with his first quarterback hit, I believe.
Gosh. I was going to say, I thought that was him.
I think it was. They're not going to show us a replay.
Of course, we can't see it because we got the Ravens broadcast.
I believe that was Nolan Smith. Twitter will definitely confirm. Let's see. It was. Boy, he went right past the left tackle for the hit there. That was
look at the bend.
So close. So close.
That's what we love to see. All right, there we go.
Well, we got highlights from both of them now.
Doesn't count as anything really, just for pressure, but okay.
Love it.
We got to move.
All right, first down and 10 from the 23-yard line. 40 seconds left. Let's see what the Eagle defense can do. And Eagles jumped off sides on that one. And that'd be a complete pass. Okay. Yep, I think that was Teron Jackson who might have jumped. I could be wrong. We got to see.
Yep, you're right.
Ultrafire says, think we see Ian Book today? Yes, it'll probably be midway through the third quarter would be my guess, right? McKee gets kind of a quarter and a half. Mariota plays the first half of the first quarter, and then you'll probably see halfway through the third quarter, they'll waltz out Ian Book and kind of roll this game through him the rest of the way. Interesting, Greedy Williams getting a lot of run here at backup quarterback alongside Keely Ringo on a 1st down and 5. A little bit of pressure, and there's a throw at Williams and completed for another 1st down. Kayvon Wallace playing a lot too. That's interesting. That the fact that we've talked about him being a starter, and he's been in there behind Justin Johnson and now with Justin Johnson.
Yep. You mean Justin Evans?
That's what
I know we're looking at we're looking at Josh Johnson. You got the combo there, but no, I agree. And really it was Terrell Edmunds that we saw a decent amount early on the first drive, and then haven't seen him since. But again, it's like, okay, does that exactly mean that Terrell Edmunds is leading in the clubhouse, so to speak, for the starting position? I don't know. You don't know for sure, but the fact that they're still out there does make you wonder.
1st down and 10 for Johnson. Looks left, throws. That's complete. That's another 1st down to the tight end. Ball popped out at the end, but it will roll harmlessly out of bounds.
Good hit by Kayvon Wallace.
He's at least flying around. The safeties have looked good tonight. For a couple of times the corners have gotten beat. Ringo gave up the touchdown, but the safeties I think have been pretty solid, and that includes Justin Evans. Here's a deep throw, left side. Here's a good play. Who was that? That was, I couldn't see who it was on the incomplete pass. I have no clue who was wearing number 31. $14 to go in the first half. Yeah, I have no idea who that was. And they're not good at replays with the Baltimore Ravens broadcast, so we will have to wait and see.
Yeah, let's see. Who was that?
All right, here you go. 3rd and 4. Johnson looks left, throws left, caught. There's that tight end again in front of Kayvon Wallace to 1st down. Kohler on the catch. So now 10 seconds. They have no timeouts.
Oh, yeah, Goodrich.
Okay.
Like Mike said down. Goodrich, and I Googled it too, so yeah.
Down at the bottom of the depth chart there.
Great play, though.
I don't know Mario Goodrich's number. Now I do, 31. All right, so you're at the 49 of Philadelphia. 53-yard field goal would be at the 35. So they have a ways to go at 10 seconds left. So you play some good prevent defense here. You should be able to hold them to no points to end the half. As Johnson throws left, and that one's caught out of bounds.
Technically, they're already in Justin Tucker range, I guess.
Probably so.
He's basically step onto the football field.
That was Laquan.
But do you really risk your kicker? I mean, because you could get an injury.
They are going to. Here he goes.
You know what? Might as well. The best kicker in NFL history. Go for it.
That was the Laquan Treadwell, the former 1st-round draft pick, on the reception there. Gets his first one as he's bounced around Atlanta, now Baltimore.
Gosh, he has.
How long is this field goal? He's doing it
from they're showing 50. His long is 66, so he's... So what is this, 60?
It's got to be 60-something.
Yeah.
Ball spotted, kick on the way.
Right at 60.
It's dead center.
And he's got, without question.
Jeez. Wow. I mean, why not, right? Why not?
He flexes with the MJ shrug, too, after that.
Unbelievable.
Nothing. See, that is why they have the 23-game win streak. Is it worth it at that point to say, let's get our kicker out there? You could possibly get an injury because, if kickers get injuries, usually it's on those long kicks that they're having to go a little extra effort. But, Justin Tucker's in a different league. You just roll him out there.
13-10 halftime as we it's been a fun one so far. A couple of highlights. I mean, let's quickly. I think the most impressive part of tonight so far has probably been Tanner McKee and Tyree Cleveland. I mean, I think that you got to give credit to both of those players as being the two guys for Philadelphia who have had the most highlights. I mean, Jalen Carter had a highlight, which we obviously have shown you guys. We'll show you it here in a second. Again, an almost sack, a really, really good pressure. He had an almost sack by Nolan Smith, although he's been a little bit more quiet. But I think it's been Tanner McKee and Tyree Cleveland.
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, so far, obviously, again, just the targets and surprising that Tyree Cleveland, like we said, that he's gotten so many. But yeah, for the fact that he's been able to be impressive, he's been very productive. And then Tanner McKee, which we all knew we were going to see him at some point. But I mean, I think quite honestly, for me, surprised with just his accuracy and his ability. I mean, first play, like delivers a strike, and he's missed a couple passes, but when you see a clear difference between what we saw from Mariota, who was okay, but as far as the accuracy, just not anything close to what McKee's been, and then him coming so far. I mean, I guess that's why you have Jimmy Kimsky on Twitter saying that I'm going to go ahead and already call the quarterback 3 job for McKee. So there's apparently, even though Ian Book hasn't gotten a chance to even go out there yet, he's just going to say it's done. But yeah, he's been very impressive so far. It's on the defensive side of the ball. Granted, we didn't get to see basically anything. We got to see the
Right.
one play from Jalen Carter, but that's all we needed to see, really. But the fact that we have that to look forward to, it's very exciting. But interesting as well, because I do think we'll probably see Sidney Brown coming out. At this point, you're going to see some adjustments and have some other guys that get out there. Sidney Brown's been playing on special teams. He has gotten in the game, but now to see him back there at safety, that'll be interesting to see how he can kind of keep up to the speed.
Halftime here as we appreciate everyone watching. 355 likes, 600 people watching on both of our channels. That's been fantastic. It's going to be interesting second half here as we're showcasing. I believe this was the run where Penny got hurt. It was that give off the right side where he gained, basically 9 yards, and we've had no update since. They haven't told us if he went to the locker room. They haven't told us if he went to the tent. They haven't told us anything. He has not played a snap since the one you're seeing on your screen right now. It's been all Trey Sermon. He had the rushing touchdown a little bit earlier, but definitely worth noting that Rashaad Penny, who wasn't having a DeAndre Swift type night, because DeAndre Swift had a pretty darn good night, and you see in that highlight up on your screen right now, but no update on Rashaad Penny.
Yep, and just unfortunate. I mean, again, you can have fluke things, but like talk about a guy that when he's healthy, you could see the potential. Like you see the burst, you see the ability that he has. But I mean, really, like the first game, even if it's something that like he comes away from and it's like, oh yeah, he'll be fine. Like maybe out for one practice or whatever, and he'll be okay. Right. Like it's just the common denominator. Like it's always you hear his name in injuries. So I don't know. I hope it's not anything major and maybe it's a fluke thing, but again, it's like, man, this guy, he can't catch a break.
Yeah, mentally too. You think about how mentally tough that has to be overall for a guy who's trying to make a roster. It feels like he's gonna make the roster, but in the end, try and make a roster. Now, here is that Jalen Carter pressure we got really excited about a little earlier, as he absolutely obliterated the right guard for Baltimore and got his first official quarterback hit, his first official quarterback pressure as an Eagle. Nolan Smith had one a little bit later on, but geez, if this is what you're getting, and this is what you can actually showcase from a second string at the moment pass rusher, he will get a lot of first-team reps eventually. I mean, come on, he already got a couple in practice. It's going to be very exciting to see him, especially alongside guys like Hassan Reddick. I mean, think about this, right? Milton Williams was on the field there, Milton Williams, Nolan Smith, Derek Barnett, a very good second team. But imagine him with Reddick on the field and Josh Sweat on the field and Fletcher Cox on the field. They're not going to be able to double him. You're not going to be able to double Hassan Reddick or Jalen Carter. And if that's the case, man, it's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year based off of one play is still very much alive. It has to be. Everything we've seen so far,
yeah.
You at least have to admit that so far off of one play, I mean, look at this. Just, oh my goodness. Really, really good stuff there. Really good stuff. And the same can go for Swift and Penny, right? They had some nice runs behind the second-string offensive line. You put them in front of the first-string offensive line. You have Kelsey pulling from the center position. You have Landon Dickerson and Lane Johnson opening up holes. Oh, man, it could get crazy in Philadelphia, which, of course, is me overreacting. But what are you going to do? This is all we've seen from the Eagles so far because they don't give us any sort of coverage of practice. And what we've seen so far is some pretty impressive stuff.
Yep, definitely. I mean, to your point, from what we've seen so far, and let's not forget, like again, we've heard the reports, we just don't get to see it. And so, like going back to the Jalen Carter comment, the fact that he's going to be in there with other guys who are going to really demand double teams. I mean, he's going to get some looks like this. Like he's going to get some one-on-ones. Now, granted, he'll face guys that are tougher than a Ben Cleveland that he just demolished. But at the same time, like, we've heard about his ability and throwing Josh Sills to the ground, and he beat Lane Johnson on a rep. Granted, it was a run play, so for people that are you never beat Lane. I know you never beat Lane in the pass blocking, but still, for him to be able to do that against some of those guys, and now we finally get to see even just one play, it's exciting. And these guys, again, you're going to see it more. You're going to see it with the first team guys. I'm excited. I think there's a lot to like, but also talking about with the depth of this squad, and we've seen some of the running game. I highly doubt. I mean, again, I was surprised. I don't know if you were, but I was surprised that DeAndre Swift was out there. Like, I felt like
a little bit. Yeah.
Do we need to see him? Like, we know what he is, but okay, you know what? You want to put him out there for a drive, see what he can do.
Sure.
But cool. He made a play. Let's get him out. We know what we have in him. Doesn't need to keep him out there. But yeah, I think this next half we're going to see probably more of Trey Sermon. We'll get a lot of Kennedy Brooks, and I don't know. Unfortunately for Kennedy Brooks, I don't know that he has a huge chance with as loaded or stacked as the running back room and how many names there are. But it'll be interesting to see. Apparently, though, I don't know if you saw this. It looks like there's a tweet. Joseph Ngata went to the locker room right before halftime, so there's maybe an injury there too to monitor. I know that Greg Ward also with I don't know what it is. I haven't seen an update on what it was, but he also limped off. So maybe hamstring. I'm hoping just some cramps. Again, it's you start getting full speed game action. Maybe some jitters and possibly things there of cramps happen. So that would be the hope. But just something to monitor there with Joseph Ngata going to the locker room right before the half.
Couple of other scores here at halftime. Jets win 27-0 over the Carolina Panthers. Zach Wilson continues to look really, really good as he had a rollout passing touchdown that was very Aaron Rodgers-esque as the Jets roll Bryce Young in his debut with the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young got obliterated. No offensive line, it seems, in Carolina. So keep an eye out on that for all the people who are thinking the Panthers might be kind of a sneaky good football team this year. They have players, but that offensive line looked really, really rough. Jaguars just wrapped up about an hour ago over the Dallas Cowboys on the road. Cowboys did not play their starters. Jacksonville did. Trevor Lawrence was intercepted early in that game, although did throw a touchdown pass a little bit later on. You got to see Calvin Ridley in action. Will Grier had 2 passing touchdowns for the Dallas Cowboys, and one of the MAC quarterbacks from the MAC conference, I forget his name, had one of the greatest plays you'll ever see. You might find it on Twitter. It was pretty exciting. Matt Barkley and the Buffalo Bills beat, Anthony Richardson and the Colts, as Anthony Richardson threw an interception on his third play from scrimmage, and you saw C.J. Stroud do it last night with the Houston Texans. Richardson, the other rookie in the top 10 of the draft, he throws an interception there, but I think the big highlight there was Matt Barkley throwing 2 touchdowns. The former Eagle drafted by Philadelphia many, many moons ago, and they get the win 23-19. The other one you can't see on your screen because of our heads that are in the way. If I could get it up there, it's hard to. But the Chicago Bears, as that was a little bit misleading, I will say. If you watched the Bears game earlier, Malik Willis had a rushing touchdown and started for the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis threw the game-sealing interception, but it was Justin Fields, 3 passes, over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. The problem is both of those passing touchdowns were about a little screenplay that they then broke. Did you see those plays? It was not close.
I did, yeah. Someone tweeted about it and said, hey, his total air yards was negative -8, -9, but he ends up throwing for 200 yards because of the screen passes that broke for touchdowns.
Here is that play from Nathan Rourke, I believe is how you say his name. It's going to rerun here late in this game. Falling away and throwing a touchdown here. This is quite the play, as we're going to get the highlight rolling through here yet again. This was Dallas getting beat. There's Dak on the sideline. That's pretty funny to see. But this is like, if Patrick Mahomes does this in a regular season game, they are putting this play in the Louvre. I mean, look at this. This guy, pressure, 2 players, pulls the Eli Manning to the Super Bowl. A 3rd player, a 4th player, gets dragged down and still throws a touchdown pass the right side of the end zone. How about that for a guy who might not make the roster? That is, that was something else right there.
So awesome.
Jeez, you gotta like that.
Whenever I was looking through that and seeing the highlight of it, are you kidding me? Like, what in the world? It looked like he's in the grass. I was kind of surprised at first because I was like, maybe he's gonna get in the grasp, because you sometimes see that call, like it blow the whistle early. But he did just enough. Like, he's scrambling out, and then all of a sudden just launch it deep. He scored the touchdown.
13-10 Philly at the half. You guys are just joining us for a little halftime break if you'll be able to watch it. This is Justin Tucker's 60-yard field goal to end the half. His career long at M&T Bank Stadium was 66. There's the little Jordan shrug at the end. You got to like that. It's pretty fun. Philly's played well, though, Josh, and we got to at least give them credit. Marcus Mariota came in. What's the takeaway? Not great throwing the football. He had a couple of air mails, a couple of bad throws. He can run, which is great, but I think the Eagle offense is potent enough. If you were to have a Jalen Hurts injury situation, you'd want the best thrower of the football. I think back to that Dallas Cowboy game that was started by Gardner Minshew, where Philadelphia put up 30-plus points, and Minshew was dealing and balling because he had a great offensive line, he has a running game, and he has weapons on the outside. That might be a real argument for Tanner McKee. I mean, listen, McKee's not a runner. He's 6'6", but this offense is good enough where if you just, don't turn the football over and make a couple of throws, maybe Tanner McKee could push for the starting job. Now, the problem is they did give They did give Mariota a decent amount of backup money, $5+ million. So there is kind of this idea that maybe you don't want to get rid of him. But still, it is worth noting that Tanner McKee has been the highlight of this game so far and been very, very impressive. Update on Greg Ward, the receiver. He went to the locker room before halftime. It is cramps. Josh called it there. He will be okay. We'll see if he returns. You're seeing Nolan Smith's first quarterback hit on your screen right now. He's on the top of that defensive line formation. It was completed by Josh Johnson, but Nolan Smith got there very, very fast. And I think, maybe a disappointing start for Nolan Smith by some people's imagination because the hype around him has been so high. But overall, this is what you expect from a guy who's not going to play every single snap. He's going to be 100% ready to go, breath-wise, energy-wise, during actual NFL games. You get a pressure like this, Josh, it could be, a couple of sacks here and there for his rookie season.
I mean, yes, I would love to see that. Again, I'm super hyped with Nolan, and the fact that, to your point, like when he's playing, when he gets reps, it is probably going to ask him to say, hey, literally, you're going 100% effort because it's not going to be all the time on the field. And so it's with that rotational pass rush style. I love to see him out there a lot right now because he probably won't play that often. It will be that rotation, but get him the reps, get him out there, get some experience as far as playing at the NFL level. And, at least he's got a quarterback pressure now, which is great. He's made some not so great plays, missed a tackle, broke contain, allowed for that. So, he's a rookie. We've seen it. Keely Ringo, terrible mistake on the touchdown pass, looked absolutely lost and clueless, but then comes back the next drive and a good pass breakup. I think both of us and a lot of people probably thought he could have intercepted that pass, but still makes a good play on the ball. So you see this again, it's first preseason game. There's a lot to like. There's some minor concerns, but I don't think that there's anything where we're just, let's say blow it out of proportion and go, oh my gosh, these guys are going to be a lot worse than we thought they were going to be. Or, again, I know we're very excited about Jalen Carter's play, but we still temper the expectations of saying there's still a lot of time to go, but just seeing that type of potential with the team and the guys that are not playing is a really big thing as well. So I don't know, I'm excited. I'm happy about it, but going back to your point of Tanner McKee, there's a possibility. You alluded to it also though with the contract of Mariota, like it's probably unlikely. Mariota's still got he's the favorite at this point. I think we would all say that. But
right.
If McKee if he plays like this, if he keeps it up in this level, and we continue to hear about the overthrows and the inaccuracy that Mariota has, it's not implausible to think that as time goes on, McKee all of a sudden is the QB2 because you got to be able to throw. Like as much as we saw in this game and we've seen in other games, running the football can be a threat, but if Hurts, knock on wood, fingers crossed, nothing happens. But if Jalen goes down for a game or two and you have to play a quarterback, like you got to be able to throw the football at these weapons. So McKee's definitely showing out so far. And it would be a little bit surprising, unfortunately for Ian Book too, because, maybe he can go out there and do something, but that's not really what you want to see from your competition of saying, okay, he went out there and played very, very well as McKee.
Tyler Huntley in as the Ravens are driving here to start. Let's quickly catch up on some Eagle ticket entries here. Every Super Chat gets you an entry into our ticket giveaway during the final preseason game. You see Romeo Talon. He has 20 entries into that. Great to see you guys in action tonight. Romeo, we appreciate that. Josh and my first game streaming together. We're going to do it every single game this season during the Philadelphia Eagles run towards another Super Bowl. Richard Montez, 5 entries. Fly Eagles Fly. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the commentary and the time. Never been to an NFL game. Fingers crossed. Hey, you got 5 chances to do so. We appreciate you as well joining us with over 600 people on both of our channels. Again, if you've not seen, we're giving away 2 Eagles tickets during the 3rd preseason game against the Colts. All you got to do is drop a super chat to enter, and you can do it during any of our live shows going forward. All right, so Tyler Huntley is the 3rd string quarterback for the Ravens, and they have a good drive going to start the 3rd quarter. Bunch of backups in. I see Ben Van Sumeren at linebacker. I see Sean Bradley at linebacker. I see Josiah Scott in at safety. Gritty Williams in at corner. This is the backup group, and there will be no more Nolan Smith. Sidney Brown.
I don't know if we're synced up now. Sidney Brown, I was going to say, just delivered a pretty good hit there.
Pretty good hit there. Yeah, let's make sure we are synced up. I got the clock at 12:36, 35, 34. We'll see where you're at.
Okay, yep.
31,
I think maybe
30.
1 second behind you.
Sounds good to me. Looks like we're synced up. That's good.
Yep.
Let's see what Tyler Huntley's got here. Good test for this Eagle defense. Got some pressure around the edge. He's going to roll right, throw right. That's going to be incomplete. So looks like it was good rich on the coverage. So you're getting into the depths of your depth chart as it currently stands for the final 2 quarters here, which means you're most likely going to see Ian Book. All right, 12-17, 2nd down and 10. Huntley takes a snap. Blitz coming. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to be hit. Nope, he's going to break away through it. Sidney Brown, good open field tackle there. He's made 2 plays with his first couple of shots at safety for Philadelphia tonight.
3rd and 1.
All right,
it was a good tackle in space. I mean, it was literally nobody else to stop him there. So
really good tackle. Got him by his.
And that's a Pro Bowl quarterback. I mean, come on, let's not discredit that. He just brought down a Pro Bowl quarterback in open space.
It's like a run there on 3rd down and 1. They got it, so the drive will continue. Really interested to watch Sean Bradley and Ben Van Sumeren here because they both have gotten some play with the second teamers for Philadelphia. They're obviously not in the run for the starting role. It seems to be locked up by Elliss, Steen, Morrow, that group right there. Miles Jack, Cunningham played a little bit earlier. But these are 2 guys who are special teamers trying to make a roster. Bradley, obviously drafted by Philadelphia a couple years ago, and then you had whatchamacallit, I'm blanking on his name right now, Van Sumeren, who's an undrafted free agent.
The run to the left, Morrow Ajomo with a stop along with Teron Jackson. Love to see that. It's Ajomo has been pumped. I mean, to get out on the field. You know, his interviews saying, "Man, I love to hit people, destroy people." Excited. He started to play better. It sounds like from what the reports are in camp the last couple days leading up to this game. You kind of heard his name a little bit more. So that's a name. I think Brandon Lee Gouton, if I'm not mistaken, was actually saying he thinks that Ajomo has a decent chance to make the roster, which would be interesting because there's a lot of depth here. As Huntley's forced outside, right side of the pocket, going to take it and run and slide down right before taking a hit. Goodrich was there to stop him.
Yeah, nice
gain
run
of
there,
about 4 or 5, I think. Couldn't tell on that side.
Got to mention Richard Montez, 5 more entries into our ticket giveaway. Had to show the love to both of y'all. Plus 10 submissions are better than 5. Flag was fly. Thank you all. That is very true.
Appreciate that.
Entries into our ticket giveaway. We appreciate that there. You know, Philadelphia deals with running quarterback almost every single time they line up against the ones on defense because Jalen Hurts can run a lot. He's done so during training camp. And so Huntley, not necessarily new practice, but good practice for what is the 3rd and 4th string defense. Here you go, 3rd and 6. Huntley across the middle. He's got it, 1st down. That was right in the middle of Kayvon Wallace, who's still playing, and Ben Van Sumeren. I'm at 9:48, 9:47. Make sure we're linked up here. Getting a replay of Huntley now.
Yep,
Okay,
we're good.
Cool. Yeah, good drive here by Tyler Huntley. This will be a run off the left side, and that one is plugged up, and that looked like it was hard to say. Teron Jackson, Sidney Brown might have been mixed in there as well.
Yeah, Teron Jackson, Sidney Brown, and Van Sumeren kind of all get in there for the tackle.
Yeah, Sidney Brown is everywhere, and Brian Biting just said that in the comments section. Is it's going to be a 2nd down and goal from the 10. He's flying around, and this is what we've heard so far from training camp, but he hasn't played a lot in terms of this football game. Here's a pass left side, caught, touchdown Baltimore. That was right in front of, I couldn't tell who it was.
Gardner.
Was it McKee Gardner? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Really good drive by
He
Tyler
had a good
Huntley.
camp,
Wow.
but that was one of those throws. Those back shoulders seemed to be. It was a good throw. I mean, you got to give it to him. Huntley put it in a great position there, but McKee Gardner getting beat.
Tyler Huntley is limping too. You wonder if he got hit at some point. Not sure, but that was a very impressive drive. Took, 6 minutes off the clock, 9 to go. And back will come Justin Tucker to make this a 2-score game, or a 2-point game. Yeah, that's good.
As he said something to Harbaugh as he limped off, which he said, I'm not going to let you lose this win streak, but
yeah, probably not.
Who's to say?
Probably not. As Tucker, it looks like ball spotted, kick on the way, and the extra point, shocker, is good. 17-13. And the Eagles have given up the lead for the second time in this game. The first time happened very early in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a great throw. They're showing the replay. Of course, we got the Ravens broadcast, but it's pretty much picture-perfect ball placement there. I mean, Garner was not in terrible position. I mean, he allowed the touchdown, but he wasn't in a bad position there. That was just a really good throw. I guess the question is, do we think that McKee will come back out, or did he give enough of a showing that you're going to see Book at this point?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would play Tanner McKee. I think he needs one more drive. I mean, you're seeing on your screen right now this 4th down and 1 that they converted. This was a Shane Steichen special here on the fake give and then roll out and throw to the wide open receiver. They did this with Goddard all the time this past season. Brian Johnson kind of stealing that a little bit there. And this was the one that Greg Ward had the cramps and pulled up a little bit gimpy towards the end of the second half. I think you give McKee 1 or 2 more drives. I think Ian Book, you're trying to even out the time, and I think McKee started halfway through the first quarter and went to the second half. So get him halfway through the third quarter and let Book roll halfway through the third quarter to the fourth quarter, right? Finish up the game. It's going to be interesting what waltzes out there for Philadelphia as we're still in a commercial break, but either way, if you're trying to upset the Ravens to not give them 24 straight wins, whoever's at quarterback is going to have to play well. My guess is the receivers are going to stay basically the same. There aren't a lot more people on the depth chart. Devin Allen hadn't played a lot. Maybe you get him some more reps, but this overall offense that's put up 13 points for Philadelphia should be basically the same as they get ready to go here in the third quarter.
I hope we see it. I do. I agree. I think just giving an extra rep or getting out there some more action, plus he was very productive, but let's give him some more shots out there. It's early. There's still plenty of time. I mean, Book's going to play, but it's funny. Somebody just commented saying Tyler Huntley is a cheat code. You play him as the third string because that's the key to win preseason games. But he's limping. So. I mean, we're seeing limp. I don't know if he's banged up or something. But
here was that passing touchdown by Tyler Huntley. It's gonna be blocked by Josh and my heads on the left side of Wallace. I got Huntley on the bike right now, trying to get him maybe cramping. I know it's humid and hot in Baltimore tonight. You can see the sweat on these guys. I mean, this is not a cool November day at M&T Bank Stadium, so maybe cramping a little bit here. And you got the adrenaline running too, right? I mean, they're practicing in hot area. Philadelphia's been hot the past couple of weeks, but the adrenaline is probably pumping here, and maybe you got a little too excited going into your first preseason game, and the cramps started to come as they have the kickoff here with Philadelphia getting the ball back, and we're about to see which quarterback waltzes out on the football field for the Philadelphia Eagles. Who will it be? Let's see. It's hard to say. Very hard to say. We're getting a long... I think it's McKee, but I can't see because I'm getting that end zone shot that is like a million yards away as they give us doing some ad reads for the Baltimore Ravens broadcast here. Let's see.
I'm sure people on the Eagles
Tanner
broadcast already know well in advance, but
it is Tanner McKee. He will get another drive. It looks like he's with the exact same offense that was there.
All right, let's go. I love it.
9 minutes to go in the third quarter, 17-13, Baltimore, and this is, again, a very similar, if not the same, with Trey Sermon getting the play fake. McKee back, looks left, throws. That's going to be incomplete. He was looking for, I do not know who that is. That was a 4-string tight end, I think. Shout out to JD Slants, 20 entries into our ticket giveaway. I really enjoy both your channels living so far away from Philly. My 15-year-old son to his first Eagle game of the link this year. Go Birds. Which game are you going to? Do you know?
Appreciate that.
Maybe we'll
Yeah, I
get
was gonna
you.
say what game? Let us know.
Maybe we'll get you going to another one. You never know. We appreciate the super chat here. Obviously, getting in on the ticket giveaway by his JD Slats. Josh has that one written down and ready to go.
Yep.
We got 2nd down and 10.
And that
No
was
Kennedy.
Brady Russell, by the way, the drop.
Brady Russell. Here's Kennedy Brooks off a run left side. Pretty good hold there, and he gets 8. No, sorry, I said Brooks. It was Trey Sermon. No Kennedy Brooks so far. Probably a 4th quarter with Ian Book would be my guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that either.
We're going to get a Mark Andrews interview here on the Ravens cast, as, of course, Raven fans be very excited. But yeah. I heard they interviewed Fletcher Cox in the first quarter of the Eagle broadcast. He mentioned that a lot of ex-Eagles said, don't leave Philadelphia, worst decision you'll ever make. Remember, the Jets offered him more money than the Eagles, and he decided to stay. Credit to Fletch for doing that one. As McKee had a really good throw that was bobbled and then caught, and that's Jaden Hasselwood. All right, McKee's accurate. One word to describe him tonight has been accurate. Yeah. Extremely accurate.
Well, you brought it up earlier, too, and it's a good point. And I think that even at the draft, maybe, we had some analysis there of, like, Tanner McKee didn't have, like, the greatest stats at Stanford, but there were some injuries and the O-line, and a lot of times not getting as much time to even throw. So you get him in a better situation here, get some weapons around him. I mean, you see the tools are there. You see it with the accuracy. So it's exciting.
We're not saying he's the next Tom Brady, but it's looking pretty close so far here. I mean, come on. Ooh, you have Trey Sermon blown up 5 yards in the backfield on 1st down at the 50. Okay, good play by Baltimore.
I don't know who the O-lineman was on that, but that was
not good.
Beat from the snap.
Obviously, today being Saturday, Philadelphia will fly home tonight. They'll have a day off tomorrow. They'll be back at Browns joint practices. I think they're in Philly for those, although don't quote me. I don't know. Are we going to Cleveland for that? I think we're in Philly for the joint practices with the Browns starting off on Monday.
Yes, we are in Philly.
2nd down and 17. McKee is going to be hit and sacked. That was just held onto the football a little bit too long there. Good play by whoever that is, number 59 for the Baltimore Ravens, Ham. So what was a promising first drive here is starting to kind of slow down. It'll be 3rd down and really long. Tanner McKee is huge. It's wild to see a 6'6" quarterback. Carson Wentz was big. McKee is bigger. He is. I mean, Jalen's not a big guy. 6'2", 6'1", whatever it is. Tanner McKee is massive and looking good in the pocket minus that 1 sack there. 3rd and 23. This will just be dumped off across the middle to Trey Sermon. It's some makeup yards there. Get it back to the 49, and they will probably have to punt here as we dip below 6.5 to go.
Hopefully we see Zentner here. I mean, if we're going to go for a punt, we already saw Siposs, so
it should be Ty Zentner. That's right. Let's see. Hard to say. It is Ty Zentner. Yep. All right. What do we have here from the undrafted free agent punter out of Kansas State?
Here we go, Legatron.
This is very exciting. All right, here it is.
As exciting as punting goes, I guess.
It's caught at the 6th. Oh, the ball's fumbled. It's on the ground. The Eagles got it. Okay. Rick Lovato,
McKee Garner with a forced fumble, and then, yep.
Wow. All right. Hey, I don't know how you rule that for Zentner, but how about the long snapper running down there?
Yeah, I was going to say, Lovato with the recovery. McKee Garner is the one who punched it out and then recovered there.
Wow, what a punch out by
McKee Garner. I mean, he was just about, I mean, ankles were kind of broken with that cut, but he was able to get a hand on it. Give him credit with the forced fumble. I don't know how I'd rank the punt, though. I mean, to me, it seemed like it was not in the air near long enough, not as long as Siposs. So I don't know if it was the best punt, but, I mean, I guess the end justifies the means. I don't know.
Is that returner James Prochet, the ex-Texas receiver? I'm not sure.
It could be.
Okay, we have an injury for Philadelphia. Sean Bradley down on the field following that punt. The cart is coming out for Sean Bradley. That is not what you want to hear.
Oh, gosh.
Yikes. Yeah, cart coming out for Sean Bradley. And we have more on that. We'll update you guys. But obviously somebody drafted by Philadelphia a couple years ago. Yeah. They're not going to show... Well, they might show it on the broadcast, but they're on a TV timeout. So we'll see what happens there. Man, that is a bummer. Yeah, Carter's coming out hurt on the punt is what we're seeing right now. anytime you hear the card, it's going to be not a good sign.
Gosh, hopefully he's okay. There's been lots of injury. I mean, especially that position there. Like you got the Patrick Johnson injury, you got Nakobe Dean's ankle, you've got this.
Be interesting to see who comes in as the linebacker now with Bradley, because seemingly Van Sumeren has already been in there, and with the current situation, you would think that's basically it in terms of the depth chart. What are they going to do is going to be something to keep an eye on here as Sean Bradley
I'm curious too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're not seeing anything. I'm looking on Twitter, right?
No.
I haven't seen anything yet.
They're back on the broadcast. The entire Eagle team is out at midfield, and Bradley looks pretty distraught. It looks like it's going to be pretty bad.
Gosh,
man,
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping, because we know that Patrick Johnson was carted off in training camp, and that seemed to be bad. And thankfully, it was just I guess just a bad ankle injury. So,
right.
but nothing long term or season ending. But you never want to see something like this. I mean, especially anytime the cart comes out, that's just usually not a great sign.
Of course, we're watching the Raven broadcast on the NFL Network. They're not going to give us any sort of indication or any sort of review on what was happening there. MK Songbird said, did not look good, which, doesn't sound good. We're going to see if we get any sort of update on Twitter. Looks like his right leg gave out based on some of the comments that I'm reading. That is a brutal. This could be the first injury, the first serious injury for Philadelphia. Gosh. As he is in tears. Yeah, that is a bummer. That is tough. All right, well, following the muff punt, Tanner McKee from the Raven 15. Let's see what they can do. Maybe punch it in. Throw right side. That's incomplete. Yeah, thoughts and prayers to Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley is the is the player who got hurt.
Absolutely. Yep.
You guys haven't given the show a thumbs up. We appreciate it. Over 600 people watching right now. 387 likes. Get over 400 before the show ends. That'd be pretty fun. Pretty great. Of course, if you want to sub as well, as we do plenty of Eagle content all throughout the week, sometime on the weekends as well. We'll be live for every single Eagle game. It would be appreciated as well. 2nd down and 10 for McKee and company. Here we go. Under 5:38 to play in the third quarter. Key takes a snap and looks through his first read. Now he's going to run, and he gets, tripped up but falls forward. That's 6 foot.
All right.
Not very quick. Jalen Hurts might have scored on that play, but something in there, nothing.
A little bit
something
slower
there.
than what we're used to seeing. Yeah, but he got something out of it.
Like a giraffe galloping across the plains. It's not as fast as it you would think for someone with that long of legs, but not the case.
Yeah, as we'll continue to monitor the Sean Bradley, and again, hopefully thoughts and prayers out to him. Hopefully it's not anything serious, but I'm curious because we didn't see anything from Miles Jack, did we? Like we saw Zach Cunningham, we saw Christian Elliss.
I don't think we had seen.
Was it just one snap? Okay.
There. Yeah, he was in there, but didn't go very far. As Sermon gets hit at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Is this going to be 4th down? I've lost count of where we're at. I think it's 4th down, but Philadelphia will surely go for this.
Yep.
4:31 to go, third quarter, 4th and 2. So a little bit outside of the sneak range. As the Chargers are getting ready to kick off there against the Rams. They're showing us a dual screen now, but McKee's going to... There's not been a snap under center for Philadelphia so far in this game. 4th and 2. Keep. McKee rolls right. No one's open. Throws it end zone. Oh, it was caught, but did he step out? They're saying incomplete.
I think he did.
I think he stepped out. That was Ngata. Yeah, I
was
think
my
he
prediction.
Stepped out at the end. Would you like the play call on 4th down and 2? Not a big fan. Not a big fan of that.
You're getting a immobile quarterback rolling out to the right. I don't just love it.
Not the best idea, but oh well, they come up empty. This is how the Ravens keep winning 23, 24 games in a row.
They do just enough. I wonder if they're, I mean, again, you're going to keep it vanilla. You're not doing a ton of extra things. You don't want to confuse people. Plus, you've got lots of 2nd and 3rd string guys. So, again, the more formations you do makes it confusing. But I wonder if it's also the fact that like there's been lots of bad snaps in
Mm-hmm.
practice. So maybe let's just practice the snaps. Let's do more shotguns. Say, all right, you know what, we're gonna get as many reps as we can at this in live action because sounds like unless it's Kelsey or Jerkins snapping the ball. I guess Josh Andrews has done better since he's been for Mariota, but the others with Good Jones and Cameron Toth, it's not been pretty to say the least.
You wonder who's going to make this roster based on the Bradley injury, right? Because if he goes to IR, and if it is serious, right, which we don't know, we have absolutely no idea. Does a Van Sumeren make the roster? Do they keep both Jack and Cunningham? I mean, seemingly they might have let one go. It's gonna be interesting to see. You never want to see
Mm-hmm.
it, but surely the wheels start turning in Howie Roseman's head about what to do to fill this roster spot or keep somebody who might not have made it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. I mean, it changes perspectives as you know all injuries do, but hopefully it's a surprise. You know, we get better news, but again, just with we're obviously getting the Ravens broadcast, so we didn't get to see if they did show any replays or how it looked. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
sound like from what some of you guys were saying. But yeah, you just question like, okay, what does that mean for the depth of the linebacking core and some of the other guys? Because um, I'm curious to see too. Like, does Van Sumeren come out with I don't know? Do you have a like is Zach Cunningham come back out and play some more snaps or Miles Jack, or do you play like a hybrid? You get an extra safety in there maybe, and they've played a lot of safeties.
I don't know about you. I have the Charger game that just got thrown on my screen. It'd be very interesting to see. Oh no, now they've dual screened it. Okay, we can watch both of them. That's fun. And God, it did step out in the back of the end zone. They're showing us that replay right now, as it was a pretty good attempt by McKee to put it where only his guy could catch it. It would have been caught, but his darn legs, I don't know, flew out the back of the end zone. So incomplete. Back out comes Huntley with 4:10 to go. Ooh, good play in the backfield there by whoever that was by Philadelphia. I don't have a number yet, but man, that was a nice blow up there for a loss of one.
I think that was
Preseason.
Janarius Robinson actually.
Okay. Okay. Janarius Robinson. We're again going way down on the depth chart here. Nice play there for a loss of one, second down and 11. Huntley is 4 for 5, 51 yards and a touchdown. Being the third string quarterback after starting a lot of games for Lamar Jackson. Here's a pass across the middle, the tight end. That's caught short of the line to gain. Is that, it's Mekhi Gardner on the tackle there. Miles Jack back in at linebacker, it seems like. I think I just saw 47.
Yep, just saw him there as well. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Which
Don.
again, you don't make a whole lot out of it. I don't think he is out there, but that doesn't mean he's towards the bottom of the depth chart or anything like that. I think it's you're kind of pressed into a position. He does need more reps. He's probably not as comfortable,
Yep.
obviously, as some of the other guys. But I wouldn't say let's overreact and go, oh gosh, he's not even close to being able to move his way up.
Third down and 4. Sidney Brown, another open field tackle, but not after a pretty good gain there. Someone got lost at the linebacker spot, whether it was
That
Jack or
yep.
not.
It looked like it. I don't know. It looked like it was supposed to be a handoff. Maybe they were in man, but Van Sumeren just stuck with his guy. He didn't hand it off in zone. Which if it was, then it was Van Sumeren there. But looks like both Van Sumeren and Jack were talking after the play.
First down and 10, 2:32 to go, third quarter. 22-yard line for Huntley of a play fake under center. He stops, continues to roll right, now throws right. That's going to be caught. Good throw there. Tyler Huntley is pretty good. It's weird that Josh Johnson got the start in this game. I'm, again, not familiar with Baltimore's quarterback situation behind Lamar Jackson, but I think Huntley's looked better than Josh Johnson. Huntley's played a lot more than Josh Johnson. I mean, we're talking about the same guy that came in against the Eagles in the NFC title game and Johnson and looked like a deer in headlights. He started over Huntley. Huntley started this football game 7 for 8, 70-plus yards and a touchdown. He's moving the Ravens' offense against this Eagle fourth and third string defense again.
Mm-hmm. Morrow Jomo, really good pressure though on that last play. I don't know if you saw that, but he definitely forced Huntley to get out to the right.
First down and 10, play fake Huntley. Pressure coming, throws right, dumps it off to the back. Van Sumeren trying to get him and does wrap up, but not before another maybe 9-yard gain.
I think Harbaugh really cares about this streak. He's playing coy in the press conference, but I think he cares about the 23 games.
I think he does. I think he does. 2nd and 1. Huntley will give it off, and a nice play in the backfield, but it's not going to be a tackle. Sidney Brown is quick, man.
What a play.
He is quick.
Jomo was there. He couldn't make the tackle, but, I mean, just for him to get there, they're still going to get the first down. But Sidney ran, I mean, he ran half of the field. He was all the way in the inside and able to get to him.
Sidney Brown, I mean, he hasn't made any sort of shocking play, any sort of, sack or pass batted down or something like that, but he has made a lot of effort plays, and he's basically, I don't think he has a missed tackle yet. Very sure tackling so far, as looks like the Ravens got the Eagles to jump there.
Yeah.
And they did, offsides.
Yep.
Almost done with the third quarter. I gotta get my football over to the Ravens. I didn't. Boom, there we go. Now we're cooking. Appreciate over 550 people watching on both of our streams, over 400 likes. Really appreciate everyone joining us for, hey, it's not a real football game. I mean, it is. It's not a real football game that you can, chalk it up for wins or losses, but fun to see the Eagles playing nonetheless as we're getting ready to go to the fourth quarter here. Looks like they're going to snap one more play with a toss left and a nice run. Was that Sidney Brown again flying in there for the tackle?
I think it was. It's so hard to see because he's a blur so many times. But yeah, he got in there.
It was him. All right, that'll end the third quarter as we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Wow. All right. I mean, it doesn't look good for Philadelphia blowing up this win streak, but they're at least, competitive in this fourth quarter, and the defense is playing well, or at least heading into it.
Love to see that from Sidney, honestly. I mean, again, I know that there were some yards there. I don't know who it was as far as the linebacker or missing the assignment on that side, but man, he is flying, and that's what we've heard from camp, right? I mean, the report is he's very impressive with his speed and his ability to get to the ball, but to actually see it here is a great. It's you just wonder, like, as far as just coverage or being able to pick things up from the quarterback. And then even the playbook too. I mean, Desai has mentioned that as well. Like, hey, he needs to learn a little bit more, but he's got time. I mean, as far as just all the physical tools, you see, I think it's very evident to everybody, like, why the Eagles drafted him. So he's playing pretty well.
Getting some footage of Sean Bradley in that card. You saw the entire football team come to the middle of the football field and show some love there. Put the towel over the head. He's crying. It's rough to see. Thoughts and prayers to Sean Bradley as someone. Really good special teams player, trying to make the roster yet again for the third year in a row, and he will obviously stay on the roster, but on injured reserve, and maybe try to come back next year, based on what we're seeing. We don't know the official word there. Rashaad Rose says, y'all doing the live stream during the regular season? Of course, 100%. 100%. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to be live.
Very exciting giveaways.
A bunch of fun. Yeah, we're going to have fun giveaways and fun interaction, and that's kind of our goal, is to make it the one-stop shop if you want to watch someone else during Eagles games during the year. Thomas Marshall checking in from the Philippines. Thomas, appreciate that. I'm sure the Eagle game is not broadcasting there, so we appreciate you watching with us and hanging out with us tonight. If you have not subscribed to both myself and Josh's show, we'd appreciate that. That way you can be up to date when we drop either new videos or we go ahead and drop any sort of new live shows like we do every single Wednesday night. Waiting on the broadcast to come back. I'll throw back up the Jalen Carter highlights here. They're checking in with the Rams. I think you're getting your first look at Stetson Bennett as he gets obliterated. Boy, that
ooh, gosh.
Hurt. Yeah. That's not Stetson Bennett, though. Who is that? Oh, it's Brett Rippon. All right, so they're going to go back and forth between Chargers and Rams right now. Rams going to be interesting. Philadelphia goes to LA. Could be a home away from home sort of game this year. A good football team, really good football team that has potential. And they got injuries last year and obviously had some issues with quarterback. But if they had the quarterback healthy, they could be decent. Maybe 8-9 wins and maybe a dark horse team in the NFC, depending on how everyone else looks. As we get back to the Eagle game now, starting the fourth quarter, and Huntley incomplete pass, and now he's going to have another chance to continue this drive. So the bummer thing for this is it's 2nd down and 10 with a blitz coming, and Huntley's going to throw across the middle. That's caught. Somebody fell down for Philadelphia. Big first down. Sidney Brown, another tackle. Ian Book is watching the time tick away here on his chances of getting some reps.
Yeah.
And the problem is
He needs
them, and we have a scenario where, hey, Tanner McKee looked pretty darn good, and Eagle fans are going to recognize that and be calling for him to maybe even be battling for the second team job after tonight.
Yep. He definitely needs, especially, again, to your point, with how McKee's played, which Sidney Brown got another tackle, which means he's got 7 tackles, just in case, we're just for counting purposes. Again, there's still a long way to go. It's not like we're to say he's immediately on the first team or he's going to be a starter or anything like that. But, I mean, it can't be denied, like, anytime on almost any one of these plays, like, you're seeing him around the football. So that's definitely a positive sign to see, and that he's actually doing something.
Nice play in the backfield by, don't know who that is. Big loss by the Ravens on a run as under 14.5 to go. Someone just said Penny hurt already.
Noah Elliss.
It was Noah Elliss. Okay, 61. No update on Rashaad Penny. We see no update on Twitter. No clue about the ankle possible injury. They were telling us on Twitter that it was an ankle injury, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have a finalized update on that.
Yep, nothing yet. We'll keep you posted, though.
Here's an incomplete pass by Huntley on 3rd down and 30. And looks like the Eagles are about to get the ball back.
And probably a look at Ian Book, which, again, he's if you're sitting there, like, I just wonder, because you're obviously in a competition and you're trying to win a job from somebody else, but to see something like that from McKee, I mean, now you're rolling out there like, all right, I definitely got to put out something that, the coaches are going to like. It's going to be something, that at least can be competitive. Now, granted, it's a question of like who he's going to have out there as far as weapons, but he's got to go make some noise.
Punt caught inside the 15, Philadelphia's ball, and
Zach McPherson back there.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's interesting. Just have him back there. I know Greg Ward with the cramps, maybe taking him off, but I don't think Zach's been back there as far as at least, training camp reports. Right. I don't think he's ever been one of the listed names from punt return.
Well, they held Huntley, who was driving after a couple of good plays by the defense. It's only a 4-point game. Touchdown, you take the lead, and you upset that one parlay bettor who put a 12-team parlay together to win $96,000 if the Ravens cap it off tonight. Philadelphia can play upset here. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to do that. And I'm guessing our first look at Ian Book.
Question if you're the guy there, because, there's obviously the hedge opportunity. You only put $250 in, and now you got a chance at 90+ thousand.
It's not bad.
Have you already hedged at this point? For me, definitely. Like, there's not a wait, but I know some people like to live life on the edge and be like, yeah, let's see how the game turns out. But
yeah,
surely by now you've hedged, right? Like, you're not just letting it ride and say, yeah, we'll see.
You would think. Ian Book looks like he is going to be in whenever we get back from this commercial break, and so he gets his first start here with about 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, following up a Tanner McKee touchdown pass, Tanner McKee scoring drive. I mean, he had some pretty good stuff. Has Britton Covey touched the field? I don't think Covey had. I think Covey was one of the ones who did not play tonight, which kind of solidifies his spot as your primary punt returner, I would think, because if he was battling for a position, he would have been out there, and he obviously was not out there at all. So, good question, though. Glenn O'Decker says, if you're still watching, you're a diehard. Very true. You're in the fourth quarter on a Saturday night.
Kudos to everybody still watching, yeah.
You are a diehard, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And maybe you're a Sidney Brown fan, because I think everybody's been hyped to see how he's going to play.
Could be, too.
But I'm telling you, seven tackles.
Yep, I totally agree. He's been impressive. I mean, Carter is the guy that turned the most heads defensively. Offensively, it's McKee and Tyree Cleveland. One nice play by Nolan Smith, not much after that. Ringo got beat on a touchdown. He came back with a nice pass batted down. It's not been a bad day.
No.
All right, as we're going to get going here in the fourth quarter of this game. One-score game. I feel like this year they've been broadcasting a lot more preseason games. I feel like I've been watching a lot more uh, than previous years. As it looks like, I think we have a Kennedy Brooks run and an Ian Book handoff. It is. All right, 13 and a half to go. Let's see how quickly this fourth quarter goes. Boy, a lot of those spam links in the chat. I got to keep banning them. I'm trying.
There's a lot of those.
Joe Robinson says he's watching this because he can't stand the Ravens broadcast anymore. We appreciate that. 2nd down and 7. Let's see what Book does. There's your first under center snap of the night. So he rolls to the right. Nobody's open. Going to try and run for maybe 2 yards. Interesting that they shotgunned it the entire way until that one right there, which is pretty crazy.
I know, you go 3 full quarters and all of a sudden something tells you we're going to go for a different play call.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Maybe Ian Book likes being under center a little bit more. Obviously, the quarterback from Notre Dame a couple of years ago.
True,
Right.
yeah. Or you couldn't tell. Do you know who the center was?
Could not tell. Nope.
Okay. I was just say, I know Cameron Toth, among all the centers, has had the biggest problem with the shotgun snap. So that was the only other thing, is if they had changed,
Yeah.
maybe they felt like there was a better situation. But he's back in shotgun now, so
looks like he might run, try to get this first down, and he's going to. Look at the legs from Ian Book. He had a lot faster than Tanner McKee's long gazelle legs, but nice run there by Book to stretch the field and stay in balance to keep the clock running. Yeah, he can run. That was a nice play. Ian Book, of course, stayed on the roster for being with Philadelphia undrafted, I believe it was last year. Now he is struggling with Tanner McKee, who was drafted by Philadelphia this year, and not going to get more than a quarter to showcase himself in this one. 1st down and 10. Here comes a blitz. Looks right, throws right. That's going to be way off, incomplete. Looking for Tanner McKee's favorite target, Tyree Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You got the simulcast going. Did they throw up the Charger game on your end?
Yes. Yep.
I want to see a little Stetson Bennett. I live in Georgia. I bought into the mailman's hype. Eventually, you're going to see Bennett roll in there as probably your 3rd string quarterback for the LA Chargers. He apparently, or the LA Rams. He apparently had a very, very good training camp so far.
Be interesting to see.
2nd and 10. Give to Brooks up the middle, and he fumbled it. He fumbled it.
Oh man!
Wow, Ravens hopped
Baltimore
on it.
recovered.
Oh man, that stinks for Kennedy Brooks. That's not good.
Yeah, that is not good at all. When you're listed as the 6th RB,
that is
and
tough.
Sirianni preaches ball security. There's a reason they do ball security drills so often, but that is not a good sign.
That was the gauntlet drill right there. I mean, you see Philadelphia do that at practice all the time, and unfortunately, it falls on the ground, and Kennedy Brooks is going to have to walk back to the sideline and try and figure that one out as he got it ripped out of his hand, and they'll go to commercial break, and Tyler Huntley's going to have a pretty good field position to possibly go down the field here.
Yep, that streak is looking a little bit better now. You could see on Harbaugh's face, too, after that fumble recovery. A little sigh of relief. He knows.
Yeah, he knows. He definitely knows. That's funny. All right, let's see if we can get the highlight. I don't see any highlight of that. Here's a couple more, I guess. No, that one's not good. There really hasn't been. I mean, what's the biggest surprise of this game? Is it McKee? Is it Jackson? Or Cleveland? It feels like that's going to be the storyline. I mean, all of Philadelphia is going to be in on that one Jalen Carter play. I mean, here's Ringo with a nice PBU there, or pass breakup, I'd say. But it feels like McKee is the one that stole the show a little bit. And you know how Eagle fans are with their quarterbacks. They're going to be going after Marcus Mariota tomorrow on 94 WIP and the
Yeah.
Fanatic, probably. That's my
Yeah,
guess.
I would agree. I mean, so far, yeah, if you're going to say who's the highlight for the Eagles, it's it's definitely McKee as far as the accuracy, and quarterback gets a lot of the publicity or the attention there. But yeah, I mean Tyree Cleveland as well. I think that's a surprise. He had his name said a couple times throughout camp, but I don't know that many people. I mean, if I had told you like, hey, who's going to lead in targets, I think we probably would have said Joseph Ngata. I mean,
Right.
Ngata's been okay, but Tyree Cleveland has been the main target. Made a couple of very good catches, one that didn't count, but still just to show his range in that. I think those two would be kind of the main ones at this point.
All right, here we
And it also
go.
helps too. I mean, we say like McKee with his accuracy, it helps that you look at Mariota and you look at Book, and the accuracy is just not there. So it kind of makes you stand out even more. So we'll see.
It's like a new quarterback in for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not sure who that is. It's 12 instead of 2. Completes a first down pass. It's only for a couple of yards. It's Brown. I don't know who this quarterback is. I have no clue who that is. 4th string for the Baltimore Ravens, as Josh looks like he's going to Google it. As Tyler Huntley's day is officially over. 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter of the first preseason game. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here late. As we do not know who that is on second down
Anthony
and 9.
Brown.
Where did Anthony Brown? I don't recognize that name at all.
Undrafted in 2022.
Well, he made a nice
Played
completion on the left side. Where do you play high school?
On Eli Ricks. Let's see. He was Boston College and then Oregon.
Okay. I did not watch enough Oregon Duck games, I guess. There it is. Okay.
He's from Aberdeen Township, New Jersey. So there you go. 6'1", 217, 25-year-old.
Okay. 25, jeez. All right, here you go. 3rd down and 2. A little bit short of the sticks. From the Eagle 26-yard line, shotgun. Here comes a delayed blitz. Brown looks left, throws left. That's incomplete. Good play there by McKee Gardner, who's played vast majority of the second half and a little bit of the first half as well. And, a couple of misses here and there, but McKee Gardner, who's got a lot of hype coming out of LSU in that cornerback slot, he hasn't been bad. He feels like he's a practice squad guy for sure. Not enough places on the roster to make it, but they might keep him over a guy like Greedy Williams.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's right up there. Just with the plays that he's made, especially from what we've heard, and then he's got a forced fumble tonight. It counts on the stat sheet. He was just about to get juked. I mean, it wasn't the best looking forced fumble you ever see, but it counts. And so, I mean, he's made plays.
Ball spotted kick away. Tucker is the highlight here. Justin Tucker makes that one. That's going to be 3 more for the Baltimore Ravens and give them the 20-13 lead as we get to a super chat here. 5 entries into our ticket giveaway. ST3XXX says, finally worked to catch the stream. Big fan between you guys. 2 questions. There's still room for the fantasy and how the Philly Dogs do so far. Yeah, Fantasy Football League. Let's bring that up. We had a bunch of people who wanted Josh and I to make a Fantasy Football League, and so we did. We have two 16-team leagues that we're going to be running. Josh will run one, I'll run the other, and then the top 4 teams or top 6 teams will go to playoffs. Winner take all. $105 buy-in. We still have some slots available. Not a ton, but we need you guys to Venmo. You got to Venmo me and give me your email address, and I'll add you to the Fantasy Football League. Drafting is going to be on the 27th of August at 5 p.m. So if you want to be a part of that, DM me on Twitter at RealThomasMott or shoot me a Venmo. But DM me on Twitter, get all the details is probably the way to do that. But yeah, we got you locked in with the $5 for the ticket giveaway. And Philly Dogs look good. Carter's been the... I'd say the main focus. Don't forget DeAndre Swift was fantastic on that opening drive by the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he had a couple of moves there that were really, really impressive and had a big run towards the end. I mean, talk about the Philly Dog of the night. If that's the sort of thing, you got to probably give it to DeAndre Swift.
Probably, yeah. I think so out of all those. I mean, again, there's a couple points here and there that we've seen, but yeah, as far as just kind of the highlight, I'd give it to Swift. Agent Zero looked really good in the limited action. I mean, I was a little surprised that he went out there, but you want to see him for a drive and then say, yep, we know what we got. Get him out.
All right, 10:29 to go in this fourth quarter as you're seeing a swift
So
run
I'm
in that.
interested to know, just in case, like, Book were to take the team down here, score a touchdown. If it ends 20-20, technically there's no, at least is from what I recall, there's no overtime, right? In the preseason. I mean, it just ends.
Right. Right. I believe so too.
So would that be like, does that end the streak, or do you technically say, like, it's 23 games of unbeaten? I think it's
Yeah.
the way it's worded is 23 wins in a row.
Right.
So if that's the case, I mean, that would do it as well.
Someone says Eagle should just put the starters in and the Ravens streak. Nah, I don't think it's worth risking Jalen Hurts' knee. You know,
You think Sirianni's like, hey, you know
probably
what?
not.
Could you imagine if all of a sudden the
No.
starters roll out there?
No.
Harbaugh's calling a timeout and being
Yes.
like, hang on, what are we doing?
Ravens have kicked it off. It's going to be returnable by Trey Sermon across the 10, right side 15. There's the 20. Pinballs off 2 more to the 27. Good return there. I wouldn't mind Trey Sermon being the primary
Nice.
kick returner, Covey returning punts. That would not be the worst thing in the entire world, in my opinion.
No, I'd agree. He's shown the ability. I mean, obviously a good return there, but if you're gonna use him, or you obviously like a guy like that, but there's so many running backs on the roster as it is. I mean, get him out there on the field, try something new.
Mad Chatter says any Deion Kane catches? None. I don't even know if Deion Kane has been out there. I've not seen him targeted. I have not seen him, make any sort of plays. It's been a little bit of Cleveland, or a lot of Cleveland. It's been a little bit of Ngata, and then a couple of tight ends. And that's been basically it. Here's a run by Kennedy Brooks, left side, across the 30 down to the 34. We second down at about 7. Yeah, you probably go for 2. If you score a touchdown on this drive, you're going for 2. That seems to be kind of the rule in the preseason.
You might as well.
Might as well.
Just go for the win.
All right, we're getting some interview of some Raven player. I do not know who that is.
It's one of the D linemen, but I can never pronounce his name.
Okay.
The spelling is very weird, but
We're being asked if we're going to do the fantasy draft live. We are going to do the fantasy draft live. Yeah, we'll hop on a quick little live show and do our fantasy drafts live for sure. All right, first down and 10. Ian Book from the 38-yard line of Philadelphia. Play fake. Steps up. He's going to run again. Wide open middle of the football field and dives across the 50. He's quick.
A lot of room.
He is really quick. Not a bad run at all.
Very similar, like watching him, and then what Mariota did earlier, like very similar in terms of just dropping back, trying to find something, and then going to create it with the legs, which has been pretty productive. But I mean, just night and day difference. I mean, for those that are joining and haven't seen or heard, like Tanner McKee, I think is the highlight of the night so far. Just his accuracy. Granted, I think he finished 10 for 20, but the stat line, I don't think that shows or does justice for how good Tanner McKee was in the accuracy. I mean, he was very, very good. I think showcased more than I expected to see. But he doesn't have the running ability too. So it's just a very drastic difference. A lot of times you see the same types of quarterbacks, like we've seen the Ravens. Like it's the same MO, regardless of who the quarterback is. It's the same type of style and system and play calls, but very different when McKee gets out there on the field versus Book.
Which makes you wonder, right? They, of course, drafted McKee, so they're not going to let him go. Ian Book probably practice squad, but in terms of running the Eagle offense, you want a little more mobility in there. Maybe. Did you Book over McKee? I mean, these couple of drives are going to really kind of determine it. We need to see a good Book throw because he's run all over the place right now. No one's getting open at the moment, and he's going to duck out of bounds for a gain of 1. He's elusive. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, it is just strange, though. It is. I mean, to your point, I feel like McKee, it's only one game, so there's still plenty of time. But, I mean, after this outing and what he did, I think he's definitely got the job over Book. But then the question is with Mariota, like he didn't showcase. I don't know what grade you'd give it necessarily, but I wouldn't say it was a good night for Mariota. It was maybe okay, but he missed several throws. It might even be a little below average in terms of just the passing. Now the running game, he adds that extra element, but I don't know, not at the same level.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I would 100% agree. His Book is running for his life.
Oh,
Third
my
down and
gosh.
8, massive sack. Absolutely massive sack, and they're going to have to punt again. Jeez, that was not good. Not good. All right.
I mean, I know that the O-line here is just like that wasn't good. That the D was on him very close there because I don't know who 41 is, but who's that? The guy that sacked Worley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a whole lot of time, but again, it's one of those decisions there where he not only does Book hold on to the ball, but then he scrambles backwards. I mean, how far? What? It's 4th and 29.
Yeah.
You just want to see it throw the ball away. Just
right.
let's run it.
Understanding that he's trying to make a play, like you get it, but it's tough. It's definitely tough. Nice punt there. I did not pay attention to who it was, but down at the 25-yard line, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Sipos, by the way.
Okay, it was Sipos.
I was trying to do the math on the yardage. It looked like it was decent hang time, but I don't know that it was.
All right, so back to Baltimore. Maybe trying to milk this game away in the fourth quarter as we are winding down here. 9:40 p.m. Eastern time on the East Coast. Really glad this didn't kick at 8 p.m. on the East Coast. East Coast football at night is rough. It is brutal.
It's gonna be late for you.
I almost don't
that
finish.
Colts game. I think it's a kick at 8.
Is it?
I think so. I think the last preseason, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 8.
That's gonna be fun. Yep, that's gonna be fun. We're gonna give away the tickets though, so that'll be a lot of fun. Actually, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're making wait till the third or fourth quarter, do the tickets, and have some fun there. So be sure to tune into that. Subscribe if you want to be a part of that one as well.
That'll be a blast.
It'll be a lot of fun.
2 tickets to any regular season game.
Any regular season game. Super chat gets you entered. That's the way to do it. That is definitely the way to do it. All right, still in commercial break, and we are about to see if this Brown guy can wrap it up for the Ravens. Any points here would essentially seal it, you would think. That seems to kind of be the indication here. And it'd seal it for the 24th straight preseason win in a row.
And change someone's life, whoever that bettor is. $250 on a 12-team parlay. It looked like that was a free entry, by the way, too. I don't know the tweet that we're referencing. Some random person put down $250 on their free entry on a 12-game parlay. They hit every one of them, and the only one they need now is the Ravens to win. So that would be a massive sweat.
All right, we got $1 entry into the ticket giveaway from Mike Halo, who's getting a Eagles jersey via another giveaway that we did. Mike, we got you down. Appreciate that. Cameron wants his name to be said. Hello, Cameron. There you go. How about that, huh?
What's up?
Benjamin Neal's getting in on the fantasy league. It's a pass left side. Good tackle there from I did not
Goodrich.
See who that was. Goodrich, okay. All right, Benjamin, did you put your email in the Venmo? Let's see if you did. I'm going to get this email sent to you here really quickly. And you did not. You got to give me your email, Ben. Give me your email. Comment on your chat. That way I can have your email. Because I got to send you the link, right? Uh-oh, something's about to happen. Send you the link
for the link.
Let's see this pass, left side. Oh, it's Eli Ricks on the interception. It's Eli Ricks pick
Let's
six.
Go.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
The free agent from Alabama. How about that?
That's big time.
Wow.
I mean, he hasn't made a whole lot of plays from, the camp and everything else. There's been some other guys that are still in the storylines, but that is a very nice pick six right there.
Wow. We're about to have a tie football game. Do you go for 2?
And Harbaugh's, maybe,
You might. Boy, just threw it right to him. Eli Ricks, the rookie undrafted free agent out of Alabama. Well done. Really well done. Cameron wants his name said again. Cameron, I'm saying your
play.
name. They are going to go for 2. All right. So a chance to take the lead here. It's getting a little exciting late in the fourth quarter.
There's something to play for, and that Harbaugh here, he's sweating it out too. This just became very important all of a sudden.
Here you go, 2-point conversion. They got to get the snap off. Ian Book, blitz coming, looks right, throws right. That's going to be the back of the end zone, intercepted. All right,
my gosh.
So that did not that did not work. That did not work at all. And Ben, I just got you. I'm about to send you the invite, Ben. Hang on. Make sure I get this invite to Ben. All right.
Yeah, that was
not good. Ben, invite sent. Jump in.
Oh man,
that was not going to work. That was not going to work.
I mean, and the strength on the throw too. I mean, I know there's been kind of a knock on Book as far as just the arm strength, but like he didn't get it anywhere close.
Not even
for
close.
God to get a chance on that.
I don't know if I like the play call though. I feel like they were kind of putting him putting him in a rough position there. I mean, does that help Eli Ricks make the 53-man roster? I don't know. I don't know. Elliott Shore-Parks thinks so. I don't know if I totally agree with it.
It's welcome to the 53-man roster.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm there yet.
I'm trying to see if I can get an Eli Ricks pick 6 video here, but I am not seeing it. Oh, there it is. I got it. All right, there we go. Here's your pick 6. There's your pick 6 from Eli Ricks. Got it like that as the Eagles are about to kick back off to the Baltimore Ravens here. Let's see. Got a question. We got a super chat. It's from ST33X. 5 entries into our ticket giveaway. Thomas been trying to join the Fantasy League. Venmo not processing through. Is there any other way to send the money to join? Josh, you got anything else in Venmo? All I have is Venmo.
I've got Cash App.
Yeah,
if you got Cash App, that would work.
Yeah, you could Cash App Josh and just put your email in there.
Let me make sure I haven't used it in a while, but it does work.
It does exist. Okay, good.
Let's see.
All right, 1 point, 1 score game
all right,
here.
It's the Cash App is J Davis second.
Second, like
so, and it's all spelled out like J Davis SECOND.
All right, I just put it in there. Cash App him 105 with your email address, and he'll get you thrown in on his side on his league. I think we have about 16 slots left. We're halfway filled.
Sweet.
6:41 to go, fourth quarter, 1 score game here. As let me know, ST, whenever you get that Cash App sent. We'll get you in on the Fantasy League. Again, drafting August 27th.
Not long after you get back.
It's true. Very, very true. All right,
when do you leave? I know it's soon.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night,
okay.
Deep ball. Sidney Brown in coverage. Almost got there for the
right there. Not a surprise. Always around the ball.
Always around the ball. There you go. Yeah, I'm off to Italy tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. flight. Get into Italy in the afternoon and there for 10 days. So going to be a reduced Thomas Mott show past next couple of days. Get back on a Wednesday. We'll be live for the final preseason game. And then back for good. And we'll be live during every single Eagles regular season game. We're going to do this every single week. It's going to be so much fun. 428 likes. We appreciate everyone liking the show tonight. It's been a bunch of fun. No Tyree Jackson catches. I don't know if Tyree Jackson's been in there yet. Honestly, I have not seen it.
Yeah, no, I don't know if he was on there.
Oh, Ricks almost had another pick off the right side. Oh my goodness. Listen, Eli Ricks
and John at Laquan Treadwell too.
He's had some big game experience. I mean, you talk about a guy playing Alabama. Not a lot of Bama cornerbacks go undrafted. They're normally pretty good. So he got a pick 6. Got Philly within 1. Decided to go for 2. Didn't get it. And out comes another punt by the Ravens. Philly's going to have 6 minutes to go with a chance to get in field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny G did not suit up tonight, Mad Chatter. Did not suit up tonight at all. as there's the punt. So back over to Philadelphia. And it looks like it's going to be Zach McPherson with a little bit of room here. He's going to have a chance to return this, gets by one man, and then is brought down at the 25-yard line. So, I don't know. Second chance.
I know it's a small sample size. He doesn't look very comfortable. Again, maybe this is just, hey, you're putting some random person back there because Greg Ward had cramps and you're just trying to, figure something out, get through this game. But he had a decent amount of space and he definitely didn't do anything with it.
He's trying not to fumble the ball. That's like the big killer there.
I'd love to see, though, going back to Ricks, I mean, he's made some plays. Obviously the pick six, but he's playing physical. That's his style, obviously, from Bama. Really the knock on it, just the athleticism, especially as far as like the speed. Ran the 4.6, wasn't it? I think it was a 4.6
yeah.
So, I mean, if he can keep this up, though, he's had a quieter summer, but it's always interesting as Kennedy Brooks gets a handoff to the left side for a gain of 1 or 2, maybe. But it's interesting because it depends on who you listen to, right? Like on Twitter, we're at the mercy of whoever the beat writer is, and so Elliot Short says, "Welcome to the 53-man roster," but you got Dave Zangaro that says Ricks has had a quiet summer, and hopefully this is a little bit helpful to to make a push. And then you've got others that are kind of in between on that. So it's just I don't know, a reminder of just because one thing happens here, there's interpretations all over the place, and that's the hard part of just sifting through the information, trying to make sense of it all. But he's definitely looked good. Eli Ricks he's played pretty well.
Yeah, he's been probably the highlight of this fourth quarter for Philadelphia. There's a completion finally, and a nice play there by Jordan Hasselwood for the first down. Is that Book's first big completion in a while?
I think, because honestly, it's a surprise when he actually releases the football. I think so.
Tyree Jackson's also in. I just saw the big number, I think 80, and there he is. Yep, Tyree Jackson is in a tight end. Let's see if he gets some reps. He has been impressive by all reports at training camp, and one of those, maybe future breakouts, but hadn't been able to do it in a preseason game or any game really with the back injury. We'll see what he does now. That was a really good stiff arm by Jaden Hasselwood. Here's Book with some pressure, and he is going to be hit, rolls to his left. He's tucked the ball to run and dives forward for a gain of 1. He is not this third-string offensive line is struggling a little bit here for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, and Brian says Book has happy feet. Yeah,
he does.
The O-line is definitely struggling, but he does not look confident in trusting, and maybe there's good coverage on the back end there, but he just doesn't look confident. It's immediately, as soon as there's any sort of pressure or just a sense of something coming, it's just tuck it down and run.
All right, here we go. 2nd down and 9. There's Trey Sermon back in the game over Kennedy Brooks. And they're at the 38-yard line. Here's Sermon, give left side. He's got a little bit of room as he rumbles through. Nice gain, I'd say about 4, so it'll be 3rd down and short.
Mm-hmm.
They're almost to the 50, right? They're at the 40-something yard line of Philadelphia. 3:34 to go. All you got to do is get in Jake Elliott field goal range, and you could walk this one off and send the Baltimore Ravens their first preseason loss since 2015.
I would love it. Let's do it.
Ball at the 44-yard line of Philadelphia. 3rd down and 4. Here we go. There's another blitz. Free rusher. McKee gets hit. He's running for his life. He's got some room on the right side. If he gets a block, dates back to the line of scrimmage. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Most running to do to not gain a yard.
You got to go for this, right? 2:54 to go. This. You got to go for this. Free rusher too. Jeez.
Yeah.
Book is chaos, says Brian. Yeah, he's it's a lot of happy feet, but he also has a free rusher right in his face. Nice to spin out of that.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say he's had others that you could blame him for. That's not his fault. I mean, it's literally as soon as he catches the ball, there's just a guy in his face.
Here we go. 4th down and 4. 1-point game. 2:24 to go. Here we go.
Will he even throw the ball? That's the question.
He's back to throw. Looks right. Throws way incomplete. That was not even close to Trey Sermon. So 2 big plays for the 2-point conversion, and then the 4th down, and nope, incomplete. 2:19 to go, and seemingly the Ravens can kind of take this and get a 1st down and wrap it up.
That was not good.
Not good.
No, the drastic difference between what we saw from McKee and then from Book
Yes.
there, it's really, it says it all.
It is a pretty big difference. Pretty big difference.
One guy who's confident, who trusts receivers and can, put the ball where he needs to, and one other guy who, granted, he faced a lot of pressure, but no confidence, I think, in his throwing ability or the accuracy to even give his receivers a chance.
First down run for a nice gain there. As Philly Reek says, book is closed. Everyone's, don't read the book. Let's please close this book.
Here it comes.
Very funny. Very funny.
These are great. I love it.
I like the fans in the stands at 2:12 to go in a fourth quarter game in Baltimore, and they're still
dedication
rocking.
right there. But they know, and I'm curious, how many people do you think bet on this game?
Oh, plenty. Come on, sports is back.
Because it's a 23-game win streak, right?
Yeah.
And it's some people say it's crazy to bet on preseason. I would probably agree with that. But there you go. It's a touchdown. I think there's a flag.
Back.
Okay, yeah, there's a flag.
There's a hold. Definitely a hold. Yeah, that's coming back. And the poor running back doesn't know it yet. Nope, he just saw it. Yep. Could have had an NFL touchdown. Not having an NFL touchdown. Yeah.
Bummer.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's see where the hold was. Sidney Brown.
Oh, man.
Came flying through that hole.
Jomo blew through there, but then he got almost his head taken off by whoever 69 is there for the Ravens.
Jomo has played well against the backups. When he was in there a little earlier, it seemed to be a little bit outgunned. But in third, fourth quarter, Morrow Jomo has played some pretty good football.
If you wonder if he's done enough to, at least be close on the potential of making the roster. But again, it's so deep with the defensive line, and
yeah,
there's only so many that they're going to take.
All right. Takes a snap, across the middle, incomplete. Yeah, you don't want incompletes with 2 minutes to go in a football game. 2-minute warning. Let's wrap this baby up. We got to wake up for church in the morning. We got to get going here. Man, yeah, not a good look there on fourth down, trying to lob it up to Trey Sermon. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. I do like everybody, freaking out over Ian Book stinking. I mean, it is just one game, although it's disappointing. But it is just one game. He could play well in the second preseason game. Who knows? Probably not. But, it's definitely been the Tanner McKee show, I think, so far, as we're seeing a couple of highlights here of Tanner McKee up on your screen as we're at the 2-minute warning right now. Getting ready to wrap up our first live stream together during an Eagles game. Josh, so I started my show in October of last year. Josh started his, I don't know officially when. When was your first show?
It was February 20th.
Okay, so February 20th. So this is our first live show doing an Eagle game together of what hopefully will be many, including playoff games, maybe a Super Bowl. Can you imagine doing a Super Bowl stream together? That could be...
Oh, man.
Could be wild. Could be very, very fun. Obviously, we won't get ahead of ourselves, but that would be a lot more.
And this was fun already, and this was just a preseason, so it'll only be better. I mean, we've actually got more on the line, and it really matters, but it's been fun. By the way, just let know... I got the payment from Marcus on Cash App, so that worked. We're good to go, and I've got the email, so I will send you the link here in just a second.
Okay. Yep, because my league is now full. I got two people who need to sign up, but my 16-team league is now full. Josh's will fill up here very quickly, and then we're going to be drafting. So make sure you guys, if you want to be a part of it, of the Fantasy Football League, you got to jump in on that sooner rather than later. We're drafting the 27th of August. So coming up here very, very soon. Dave Spadero wedding at the link they are showing.
Huh. I forgot about that. Congrats to Dave.
I think he's just officiating it. I don't think he's getting married.
Was he not? I thought he was. I thought he was getting married
Dave Spadaro?
Just recently he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Really? I did not know
Yeah.
that. Denson Prince says, how much do you know on fantasy football? You had a Cash App. Josh, $105. Buy-in's $105. Dave Spadaro got married in the stadium. Did he really? Wow, I did not know that Dave Spadaro was getting married in the stadium. How about that? How about that? That is fun.
Matt. Spadaro's wife is a dime.
Is she? I have no idea. Here's a run up the middle by the quarterback. First down and slides at the 27-yard line. See if Philly burns timeouts here. You'd assume they would. Yep, Philly burns their first timeout, so seemingly a couple more first downs will wrap this thing up. 1:56 to go, 1st and 10. Inside field goal range too, so it seems like it's about to. Why couldn't they marry Dave Spadaro at a regular season game? Surely she's an Eagles fan.
Maybe he's wanted to do earlier.
Surely she's an Eagles fan, right? Has to be.
You would think so.
Here's another first down run. Not going to go anywhere. Sidney Brown on the tackle there. Again, he's had a really good night. And the Eagles will burn another timeout. Dave outkicked his coverage. Did Dave post anything about his marriage on social media? Let's see. I don't think he did. I follow Dave. Nope. He's all business. I joined and you both look down and are... I don't know what Chris is saying. You got to read the comments, Chris. Dave is married to the Eagles. He is married to the Eagles. That's a good point. Tanner shows hope even when the line wasn't holding up. Book panics, runs backwards immediately. Good point by Matt Kirby there. I mean, now he's had a worse offensive line. I mean, Tanner McKee had the second string guys. Not bad overall, but, Here's another first down run up the middle. That's going to be just shy of the first down. Looks like it was, again, Sidney Brown and a little bit of, I think, Goodrich in there as well. If NBC 10 and Philly's showing it, we got to get a tweet about it, right? Surely they got to give us a tweet about Dave Spadaro getting married at the link, but it does not seem like my Twitter account has it.
All that I'm seeing now, all that I'm seeing, someone says, could have gone my whole life without seeing Dave Spadaro stick his tongue in his wife's face. Congrats, though.
Jeez, did he really?
Looks like there's maybe a little French kiss action, I guess. I don't...
Dave.
Possibly.
Dave.
And then Philadelphia Eagles Nation says Dave Spadaro MVP for that. So
wow.
All right.
Now the game is not over. 1:46 to go, fourth quarter. Eagles are out of timeouts now, so a first down will finish it here on a 3rd down and 1. So this is basically the ball game right here, as this will be a quarterback sneak and first down. All right. So that will run the clock. They're going to take a couple minutes and wrap this thing up. That is officially going to end it for the Philadelphia Eagles. They lose 20-19, Josh, and the streak stays alive for the Baltimore Ravens. Let's just quickly wrap it up, put a bow on here so people can go to bed, including ourselves. Jalen Carter, big highlight. I think we're obviously going to be talking about that for the next week. We wanted to see him make a play. He made a play and almost got a sack of Josh Johnson and had a really, really good overall performance. I think that it was a little iffy from Nolan Smith. He had one nice quarterback hit, but kind of got swallowed up a little bit. I want to see more from him going into the next week. I think the superstar and the star of the show is Tanner McKee. He's going to be the talk of the town in Philadelphia for the next week based on a very impressive performance and a good connection with Cleveland.
Yep, I agree. It's it's going to be his job to lose at this point. Again, it's only one game, but you have to go based off of how he's performed here and then also in training camp. We've heard of his ability to throw the football, and we haven't heard anything about Ian Book. And so I don't think it's a surprise as far as the inaccuracy. I don't know if this continues. I think probably the bigger storyline is not who's QB3, but does Tanner McKee have a legit chance to move up to the second spot? So we'll see. It's just one game, but yeah, takeaway there is McKee definitely helped himself. And I'd also say that Tyree Cleveland as well. I mean, he had a lot more catches and targets than I would have expected. So he was moved up in the roster. Now, what that means, who knows? But it's just one game. But love to see it. Love to see Jalen Carter as always. I mean, with his play that he did, or the limited action, but the one play as far as the QB pressure and Nolan Smith as well. I mean, it took him a while, but he did get a QB pressure. So I think it's great. And in Eli Ricks too. So again, there's lots of storylines, things to keep an eye out for. But I agree, as far as just the main headline or the takeaway from this is that I think you're just about as 99.9% certain that Tanner McKee is very close to locking up, if he hasn't already, that QB3 spot.
Fun game overall. We appreciate everyone watching us. We're going to be back, obviously, with the final preseason game. Plenty of shows. Be sure to sub to Josh's channel, my channel, over the next couple of weeks. We obviously have a very important week in Philadelphia with the Browns coming to town for joint practices. A lot of tweets, a lot of updates about that. And, of course, plenty more time here for both these shows. Just getting started on what's going to be a very fun live season for us on the Thomas Mott Show and the Philly Special Show as well. For Josh Davis, I'm Thomas Mott. We sign off. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. See you guys.
We'll see you.